Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 358 of the Fans of Power podcast. Nathan Kennedy, my two Tylers. We got Tyler Baker in top center. We got Dr. D, Tyler Baker, bottom left. We have Rebecca McDonald, a.k.a. Newt, and Joe Amato. Welcome, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Easter Sunday. Ren might be here, might not, don't know. Messaged him. He's MIA. He's Chuck Norris, as Tyler would say.
Yeah.
Missing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. He's this one. This one's already annoyed. We'll see if we can get this one annoyed as we go along. And I know the perfect way to do such a thing. He did it. Joe did
I didn't believe.
it.
I didn't believe he was actually going to take time to do that because there's so many other things he refuses to do for us. Period. So I'm like, he ain't going to send you that.
Yeah,
it's
you got to full screen that. Full screen. Show everybody.
Basketball giraffe. Giraffeball.
There you go, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
That's awesome.
He was quick on that. That showed up what? Friday, Thursday? What day?
Thursday, yeah. I sent off Monday, and boom, it got there really, really quick. So see,
pretty fucked up because I offered to pay Joe for the Buzz Off Aaron McCarthy art print. I mean, to put on a shirt about a couple years ago. And he's like, "I don't want your money. No, I'll do it for free."
I'll get it. I promise.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Clearly, you like Nathan better than me.
I mean, who doesn't? You know.
Well, I'm just calling it out like it is. Joe's being an asshole. Rebecca, I might as well just ask Rebecca. Would you be more than happy to do a Buzz Off Aaron McCarthy print for me on T-Bubble so I could add it to my collection? Because this cheap fuck ain't gonna do it.
I got your back, brother. I got you.
Okay. All right. See that Jodie Foster takes care of her own there.
Oh shit! There was an impression I was gonna. Oh man, I'm gonna have to message Emily. I'll get back to you on that. There was an impression I was wanting Rebecca to do too. Who was it? Shit. All right, I'll message her. We'll sort that out. Tyler, before we get going to the chat room and stuff, and let Joe do that. Tyler has another bone to pick, which as you see on Tyler's chest, link down below for Joe's t-shirts. Go ahead, Tyler.
Okay. Could you stand up with it though, so we could see the full thing, and then I'll see what you're talking about? Because I never seen this colored. Okay. All right. So okay, I'm curious.
All right, you seeing it all there?
Yeah. Yep, I'm checking it.
Okay. It's such an odd. See, look at Skeletor's boots.
Oh, let me. Now, can I see yours again?
You have toes sticking out of his boots.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe's buying.
Wait, what? I have.
You have Skeletor's toes sticking out of his boots, whereas in the original one, he's wearing solid boots like the action figure does.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Huh. I'm looking right there. You got Skeletor's toes sticking out of his boots there.
But the original piece didn't have toes sticking out.
No, it's like it was inspired by your socks. The toes are sticking out of your socks.
Oh no shit!
Let me see, actually, because I got to use. Let me do this.
I was going by the original black and white, so maybe I don't know. Huh.
But
I'm curious.
The one there is the one that I had when I was a kid, and just looking at, I was just like, wait a second here, like
there wasn't toes on yours. It looked like there was toes on yours. No,
yes,
I mean, I meant the one Nathan put up, that image, that solid image. I thought there was toes.
The toes are visible through the boots, but they're not actually sticking out.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if. How about that?
Okay. I see what you mean.
Can you see that a little bit better?
On the one side, it does look like fingernails almost, are the toes sticking out.
Yeah,
it
And
looks like
on the other side, it doesn't. It's colored purple.
Yeah, and on the other side, it looks like it's white, doesn't it? On the other
that's
toe?
what I was
It's a bit of it's like a moonlit glare, like on his body.
Okay. All right. All right. I just never noticed. Like I said, I never seen the colored. I just seen the black and white, and I just went with that. So
that image was hard to find. Like even just for fun, like it's hard to find a lot of the
was it on pajamas
clothing.
Or was that on just
it
even
was
small?
Just a T-shirt that I had when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Buzz Off I think was a pajama, and the Thunder Punch He-Man was pajamas also that I had.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen that. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I actually came across quite a few that I had not seen in color. Like it was a whole lot on eBay of vintage kids like sweaters and T-shirts all in the one collection. Like it was like Cobra Khan and He-Man and I think Tongue Lasher. I mean, just seeing some of this stuff colored was really cool to see a lot of that.
At least I remember for that raincoat image, I did fix He-Man's bald-headed patch.
Yes, you did. Because I only saw that once as a child. It wasn't long enough for it. I was like, it's He-Man versus Triclops on a raincoat. I fucking need to have that.
Right.
You know. So that was a bad thing about elementary school back in the early 90s. Kids were getting hand-me-downs.
Lord, where did you get this?
Crystal Castle. Nice.
Yeah.
Let me guess, $5 or something probably at a flea market?
You're close.
15.
10? 15. No shit.
Oh, nice.
There's nothing on the inside of it, so it's just the shell, but $15. You can't beat that.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
awesome
I mean,
deal.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I wonder if I
great.
can scan the doors on mine, the windows and doors, and like send you them, like 3D printed versions of them. That'd be cool.
What the hell
just
is
got a
this?
3D
Everyone's just
scanner.
sending Nathan all this free shit, you know. what I mean, dude,
I hate to see it unfinished.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I have the castle. Then
hey, I've been here longer than he has. I ain't getting half the shit that you guys. Next thing the Deuce is gonna send him, fucking bag of cash. Just I have too much. I thought you might like it.
Hey man, if he wants to send me money, I'm all for it.
Oh, I'm sure that he will, just to piss me off.
That was this was at an antique store. I was walking through and there was this booth and there it was just sitting on the floor, and I'm like, all right, well, this has got to be, they probably want $40. 15 sold.
That's a good deal, man.
Nathan laughed on his way out the door.
Yeah, it's like they don't know what they have. Finally, somebody.
That's a good find. $15. Jeez.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
I unfortunately don't have a vintage She-Ra, so I'm gonna at least get a vintage She-Ra to play. Are you gonna send me one? Rebecca's looking around.
Well, I have a bunch. They're just not complete. Like I have a bunch
fine.
of the just the bodies, but they don't have like the headdresses and stuff.
Oh, I was gonna say most of mine are missing most of the stuff too. It was just like finding them at flea markets.
Like
it's more about just having them.
One that is complete. But
I mean, if you want to send me one of those incomplete ones.
Do you like the first wave ones or the second, third wave ones with like the different head styles?
I honestly,
he probably doesn't know.
Oh well, no, I don't have a preference to it because it's one of those things where it's like the vintage She-Ra line is not something that I'm like I have to have these.
Yeah,
so I never really like put much thought into it. So whatever, send me all the free stuff.
I will show you something here in just a bit. After I say hello to the chat, I'm going to show you something I found. And Dushin, you
I love
better
how
shut
he pointed
your
down
ass
when he went like that.
No. No, but hold on. We got JSP, Casey Duncan, Daniel Carhoonan, Brian Brummagin. Say it.
Oh, no.
Goddamn.
Johnny Cock.
All right. Jenny K, love you, baby. Rebel Wookie.
He's loving you real good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Just the thought he is driving him nuts.
Papa 69, Adam Gabbert.
Oh no!
Oh,
wait,
oh no! What's going on?
I'm still scrolling.
Hey, Warwick's invaded the podcast.
Zentron.
What's going
on? Stop! I can't. James Etok. How you doing, James?
I mean, he's got a lot of free time now that Willow.
Oh yeah, James Etok.
Has. Simple trick. Oh, well, hey, simple tricks here. Yes.
Did you think that was Rebecca posting as simple?
I just my brain malfunctioned. McDJ.
No, this kind of. I guess I don't mind the shit of
Shut up, Thompson Farm and Felipe is here. All right, so I think I got everybody. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Now I'm going to show you something in Dushin. Please don't give me shit on this, okay? I found. See, I was rearranging my room for the past couple days, and it's looking really nice. So maybe, like you said, when we finally do that showing our collection episode, I could be pretty much set. But within doing that, I found 2 old post notes where I drew on. Now I was only 9 when I did this.
Oh yeah, sure.
So,
maybe
shut up.
29, maybe.
So first, now listen.
I was going to say 39.
Listen. I was young when I did this.
Maybe 49. That was like
piss off.
Years ago.
Yeah, which was like last year.
I did Orko first. So
don't show that shit because now Mattel's gonna rip that off.
They are.
Or Joe's gonna make a shitty cut.
Then I did. I did Battle Armor Orko. I was proud of this.
That's adorable, though.
Thank you.
No,
I was just a kid.
I'm imagining a little Joe just sitting there drawing the Orko still.
Dude, I know. I ain't happy. Neither is my doppelganger. You know what's gonna fucking happen? All that money that Jenny wastes on sending him all those Orcos, Joe, she's like, I got a Battle Armor Orco. Would you like to pay me $400 for it? Everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, I got to empty my bank account for this piece of shit. Because Joe has this fucking obsession with battle armoring everything. I'm like, I wish I could just pound him right in the head. Would you stop with this shit?
Then Mattel can rip all those ideas off and make tons of money off of it for all these gullible people that are like, more Origins figures, I have to buy them.
Now,
God, I'm sick of all these. And Joe, you're giving them ideas. Stop doing this.
Tyler, I equate it to what if all the heroic warriors had battle armor? You know, because everyone's got the power. Tyler, everyone has.
Oh, don't say that! Please stop that.
Come on, Mattel, we're here for you.
Now, when back in the day, remember they had the coloring books, the paint with water marker, and they had those sticker books. And on the back of the sticker books, they had those cutouts of things. And I remember playing with them in school because it was like sneaking in action figures. But no, like I would take the castle. Yeah, I cut that out. I cut out He-Man.
You cut them yourself. I thought they were like little paper, like. Yeah,
girls. Yeah, well, they're the cutouts from the back of the sticker book, and then Beastman. Cool. But what I liked about this is what's on the back. I forgot this was the victim of my rage when I got that stupid ass stamper of Buzz Off and Fisto.
Oh no!
And I stamped the living shit out of the back.
You ruined
That's awesome.
Look how pissed I was angry. I just remember just pound.
Why were you so angry? What was going on?
What were you doing, Joe?
I was just pound. Oh, you fuckers. I just caught that. No, but yeah, this was a victim of me.
Why are you so angry?
Well, they still remember the promise. They said you could win the entire Masters of the Universe collection from Bubble Yum, and it said winner.
You just took it out on everything.
Yeah, I assumed I was getting the whole fucking collection. Here comes that little package, and I was like, what's this? It was a stamper of Fisto and Buzz Off, and I just stamped the shit out of everything. And I think all I have is right here. Hold on, let me grab this.
It just goes to show you that for his entire life, he's never been grateful for anything he's been sent in the mail.
No, this is the only one I kept. I kept Fisto, but I broke Buzz Off because I was mad. I smashed the shit out of Buzz Off, but I kept Fisto. I was I was stamping piss, not stamp happy as it said. I was stamping piss, just stamp the shit out of those fuckers. I can tell.
It's like art. It's like you can read the emotion.
Can't you feel the rage? Really? You can't tell me you can feel the rage.
Have you ever heard of like those curse paintings? Like, oh, the person was terribly angry and depressed when they painted this, and now the painting's cursed. That's what that's going to be like.
Joe went to the closet and started mutilating himself.
Well, no, I just picture
it's stamped with blood.
He stamps everything, and then he's like, and then goes over, and there's just a candle there, and he puts his head down. And
What makes it all the more
slow
worse?
Pan out with like dramatic music.
What makes it all the more worse is that it's red. It looks.
I know it's like.
Yeah. Yes. Oh shit. So it was cool. I just found a couple things that I haven't seen in a while. So I found that, and I found my really nice drawings when I was, just a kid of some.
That's awesome.
Well, how quickly are you going to turn those Orcos into Battle Armor Orco?
No.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Bullshit.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, my Facebook feed will be flooded with Joe's like, I've done it again, people. Battle Cat, He-Man, and Battle Armor Orco. You better get him now. I'm like, motherfucker.
I should take one to PowerCon and have it there at our table, the fans of Power table, right there.
I would not hesitate to smash the shit out of that thing right there in front of you.
Especially over worse. Imagine somebody's like, "Here, I'll give you $250," and right when they get ready to pay you, smash the fuck out of it right there. It's like, son of a bitch.
What's it worth to you now?
Yeah.
That's battle damage, Battle Armor Orco.
And that's the cheap spin that Joe would put you. It's Jim Mint 10. It's the only one that I made. The dumbass was like, "Oh, I gotta buy it."
Tyler made the value go up in price by smashing. It's like now $350.
No, I could see it now. As soon as he smashes it, right? Then like Joe just reaches behind him in a box, just takes another one, sits it on the table. Then
What
just like,
we can't get Joe to make good quality, like cool ideas. No, it's fucking Battle Cat, man. I'm like, Why do you keep supporting this stupid shit?
They love it. I love making them. I love my Battle Cat Man and Panther Man.
God.
I got more coming, and they're coming to PowerCon. Yes, and an original copycat. If you guys want an original,
nice.
they
bring in some of your customs.
Yeah, we'll bring some. I am going to bring copycats.
So
people see the
Val,
original.
can I get a table by myself, away from Joe?
Tyler's all the way over
Or
there.
just on the other side of Ren. You know, I don't want to see. I don't want to see the people who want to. Yeah. Yeah, I want my own. I want my own booth as a diva because I don't want to see the people coming up to Joe saying, "I like Battle Cat, man." he like that goofy kid in Christmas Story. I like Battle Cat, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Papa Hut, what the fuck's wrong with you?
He's awesome. My Battle Cat Man looks great.
This one's a little more content now, and now this one's pissed off.
Yeah, I
They can never be the same mood.
Yeah. It'll never happen if they're in the same mood at the same time in this episode. Like,
I mean, if I'm like,
the universe is gonna explode if it happens.
Pretty much.
Oh shit.
Joe, I hope you sold a lot of shirts this week. Did you?
Thank you. I did sell some after you showed that. Yeah, because somebody thought that the image came.
Everybody was asking about it after I posted it, like a story with me wearing it, and they're like, "Where's the shirt?" So
I was wondering. I was like, "Huh, there was a little influx of the sale on that." And then on Facebook, I think was it yesterday when I woke up? I'm trying which day I woke up, and then your post came into my newsfeed. And then I seen you drop that link, which was cool. And then one person thought that the image, like, oh, yeah, he got it from a golden book. I was like, no, it wasn't a golden book. I was like, that was an unreleased image that was going to be a puzzle. Yeah, never happened. And
on Instagram, somebody kind of said the same thing. They're like, I think that came from something. I'm like, no, Joe uses almost lost, like, Masters of the Universe art kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was tricky to redraw and add stuff.
And I let them know, like, he redraws it. He doesn't trace it. He does there and redraws it. So
yeah, because if you notice, like that image when I showed you that picture that was on eBay from a while ago, it was like in a distorted angle and everything. So it's like, okay, I think it would have been like this. Switched up, added things, and then gave it the color design that I thought would work. When it works, and I'm not doing fucking toes or something. One thing it looked like, it was the other toe didn't look like that on a Skeletor. I have to go back and see that shit again. One's kind of okay.
I'm gonna say, Joe, you just don't pay attention to details like you used to, man. Back in the day where you're looking at, reverse shoulder sockets of Roboto and King Hiss.
You know what's weird?
Shit like
I never seen that shit. And when people were talking on the org about it, I was like, I never paid attention. I was like, wait, what's going on with Roboto? What's going on with King Hiss? What? And who was somebody that their forearms were reversed or something? I was like,
I don't remember. I was just like, people, shut the fuck up. I truly.
That's me
yeah, and I really just didn't care. I didn't.
Like, where the fuck is my Roboto? Shit, I don't know where he's at
Joe,
anymore.
let's not lose your attention span here.
No, hold on. I wanted to I don't get it. Wait, what was
Rebecca? Where's the water bottle?
No, these were.
No, you're supposed to dangle your keys.
Yeah.
I guess I never paid attention, but. I don't know. So the
I don't know. I honestly, I thought it was fine for what it was. I didn't have a problem with
it.
Yeah.
And I sure didn't want to fuck with them because how many people have said that their Robotos have started cracking here or here? Thank God mine haven't. Knock on wood. What about you, Tyler? Is yours hopefully still intact?
I think mine is starting to crack.
Mine is fine, but he's behind Zodak and Stratus here. So
don't grab him then, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah.
The only one who did like botch was. I'm not going to call it that stupid Scott.
The goddess.
Yes, he was like, hey, Green Goddess. Like, no, it's Tila and the Sorceress combined. Like, people don't dig into the Scott and Island mythology. It's not a separate character, you dumbasses. God, it infuriates me when they're still clinging to this character as if like they were like, oh, that was the Green Goddess. Like, no, it wasn't, you dumbass. It was the fucking Sorceress, and you had Tila. They didn't know where they were going with this. Would you people try to keep up with this thing? But why? It's like, I'm like, I don't know why I get so upset because these people are going to continue to carry on with this stupid sandbox bullshit that he created, and they continue to think that there is a technovirus, that there's multiple He-Mans. The King Grayskull was the original He-Man. There is no hero. Shut the fuck up, Deucin. And I'm like, why? It's just spreading like a fucking virus.
Makes sense. Says it all like, son of a bitch.
No, I see what Tyler's kind of saying though. That I guess.
Well, I mean, just what Rebecca just said. They look at the image of the shirt of the Lost Jitsu Armor. They immediately assume it's this, and it's because no one takes the fucking time to research, and it's all in a quick Google search. As easy and ridiculous as that sounds, anybody can look the shit up and say, "Oh yeah, Big Diffo, it's really this," and then But they're just going to assume.
I hate it when people are so
Golden
sure
Boy.
about it too.
Yeah,
Like, no, it's actually this. It's like, no, it's actually not.
Yeah, and I just there's so many misinformed people in the it's because there's so many casual fans, which I mean that's just what it is anymore. The hardcore fan base has gone the way of the dodo, and it'll never come back. There's so few of us left anymore, so that's why I'm glad we're not a part of any groups anymore. Like I don't see the kind of silly shit. Joe's in there, bopping the baloney, looking at all this shit. He's like, I got another battle cat here, man. He dives right in like Scrooge McDuck in his money bin. Oh, look at all these people here.
I love it. Or as
And
Leslie
then-
Nielsen would say, I love it. Remember?
Yeah, he loves swimming in sewers. That's what Joe likes to do.
I love it.
I mean, I get what you're saying because even back then, within the community, even when it was filled with more of the
He's distracted. He's clearly not interested in what you have to say, Nathan.
He's just admiring that beautiful poster behind.
Oh
it.
yes, along with my Jason the Argonauts poster and my signed Kevin Conroy poster too. Look at that, it was good. Yeah.
When it was filled with more of with that hardcore fan base, because I do, would it be safe to say that the last of that kind of died off with the classics line and how that was treated to a degree and how Scott
Well, I mean, to a degree, because even some of them,
that.
Nathan, were clueless on half of the characters. They didn't even know.
Okay.
So now you're just like the ones that kind of maybe knew but still didn't, they're gone. And then the ones that have no clue, they're the ones that'll buy into this goddamn He Skeletor, which is dumb as shit. That, by the way, is coming out, remember, this week. It'll be the one figure that does not sell out of Origins on their site, guaranteed. Because I said, here's the logic from that shitty goddamn multiverse comic that we endured, you and I. Oh, fuck Nathan. Well, anyways,
I've already forgotten about the vast majority.
Well, here's the thing about it. Remember, if in this multiverse, in this universe, Skeletor is just Keldor and is the good guy and never became Skeletor, if he gets the power of Grayskull to transform, guess what? He will become He-Man. Not Skeletor, because he's not Skeletor in this fucking reality. So it's like, what a dumb fucking name. And then you have a figure that almost everybody in every group said, why are they releasing Faker with a different colored He-Man armor? They don't even know who the fuck he is. They said it's a waste. That's why nobody's going to buy that goddamn thing. It looks dumb as shit.
You're going to buy it, aren't you?
You're going to buy that shit. No,
this
you're
is the
gonna
one
buy
figure
it
I
when
said,
you're doing it for your fucking customs.
Nope, I am not buying that figure. I'm not wasting any money, and it's not going to sell out. This is the one figure guaranteed for Origins that will not sell out. It's going to be their first one because it's a dumb fucking character and a dumb name based off a shitty comic.
Wait just a moment, Joe. It's the best-selling comic book of all times. What are you talking about?
Yeah, shit, goddamn, was it terrible. And this new one that just came out, and Dushin, you just said that issue 2 recently came out. I'll go to my comic book shop this week to see, let's see if this sold out. Because remember, that first issue, all 20 issues of the one cover in 3 were still there after a week. But of course, everybody else in every other fucking state must live in a bizarre world because they told me, look, it sold out at mine. It's like, oh, okay, then I must live in this,
they're lying.
Yeah.
I think Joe is the only one out of all of us on this show that gets messages like that. I don't get anything like that.
Oh, I get a ton. Well, I get a ton because I'm
Joe
always
posts about it. Like I don't post about.
The ones that when I made the post on my wall about that because I was just curious. I was like, how's it been selling in your area? Almost everybody was saying sold out in mine. Sold out in mine.
And they feel like they gotta prove something to you, but they can't comment it. They have to message you directly. That way, if they're proved wrong, they're not made an idiot of.
Yeah, and plus, I'd love to see the video. That's why I'll always ask. I'm like, okay, I'm not being a dick. But show me the video that you sold out.
But maybe they only got like one copy, too.
Yeah.
So,
some people actually said my store got. Yeah, we got 2 here, but I still ain't buying that shit. So, anyways, issue 2 guaranteed, and they're obviously not going to order as many because in issue 1 of anything, they're always going to order in abundance.
I mean, that might be a thing too. Because honestly, if I was running a comic shop and like you would take the chance, right, on the multiverse ones when they came out. It's like, all right, well, maybe these will sell kind of well. The Netflix show is coming out. Maybe there's be some traction there, and they didn't sell as well. So I think this time around, comic shops probably like, all right, order.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I'm going to see the comparison. I'm curious to see what issue 2. Of course, I know they won't order as many as that because they always think in issue 1 is what people want, and then after that it trickles down. But I'm assuming that they'll probably have like 3 or 4 of issue 2, and it's probably still sitting there. Guaranteed they ain't sold one of them motherfuckers because it's a dumbass fucking story.
Are the comic sale metrics back online?
Nope, they still haven't brought them back. I wish they would, because I'd love to see that. Even though I did see a video the other day, I think it was saying like the top 15, like Marvel and DC, or maybe they were just showing like, I guess what was the top comics, because it seems like anything that is the best selling in comics or graphic novels are all manga. It seems like that's what's taking over the charts now.
Yeah, that checks out.
Right, but as for just comic book sales, I think they showed a chart and it looked like there was just Marvel and DC. So there's no fucking way that was up there. I think they showed maybe 50 from last month, and I didn't see that goddamn comic.
These comics are never near the top. So, but what we're dealing with here is absolutely near the bottom of the barrel. Like the first in this new issue, the first story has artwork that's literally on the level of a really, really average fan art.
That checks out.
Crap. And like the writing in general, it all takes place in other realities, parallel worlds of Masters of the
you
Universe.
read that first comic? You've seen that, or you read it? Okay.
I skimmed through. Yeah, but
I read it too.
It's literally just Tim Seeley making shit up. He doesn't have to do any research, no homework. He just takes a laxative and he lets it all out.
That was really good.
I showed. Remember, it was a few weeks back. I showed you guys by the horror of Grayskull and the Castle Grayskull Man thing. So yeah, it's not good.
I think it's almost like, if not, it's been about 10 years since DC got the license back and started making shitty He-Man comics. We are fucking 11 years into this, and they have not done one fucking thing that has been.
Yeah, but now it's Dark Horse.
Dark Horse. Now Dark Horse.
Hacks.
Oh, they're doing this. Wait, they're doing the new series right now. You said, Dushin? Or
no, they're not handling the comics. No longer DC.
No, I'm saying Dark Horse. You said they're doing the current one that's out right now?
Yes, they're publishing the Masterverse Revelation comics.
I feel sorry for them. They need
to
get
back they're the ones responsible for stuff like this.
That's what I was saying. They need to give us more of those. Give us gold.
I'm disappointed.
See, the thing is that
I'm disappointed. So to go from this to that, it's like
there's so much things they can do because they have to abide by what the client wants, and client is Mattel, aka Rob David.
Right, that's part of
they want to make.
I can bet you money this is the worst selling.
I really had like an idea that I was going to stop bitching about Rob David for like a while. I really wanted to stop, like, being repetitive and like, Rob David, Ted Biaselli, they're assholes, and they need to be locked away for their crimes.
You did, but I didn't say that. So
I know, but this like the minute Deuce said that, all I saw was like, I just
take it away, Dushin.
Yeah,
they suck.
It's like,
I bet money it's the worst selling one.
Yeah,
I could bet that. I bet this is the worst selling series that they've had so far. I would guarantee. And they'll probably be done with comics for a long time after this because ain't nobody fucking buying this.
I thought after that god awful Thundercats He-Man crossover, like it wasn't going to get any worse than that. And then they go back to another shitty DC Master of the Universe crossover again. It's like, how many more of these shitty crossovers and ideas does Rob David get to green light before they realize we're losing fucking money on this?
And no
one's buying. No, it's not stirring up any chit chat and getting people excited about the property or all these shitty comic books. He keeps saying, "I love it."
Tyler, you ask me about groups. I don't see anybody in the groups discussing this new comics.
That has died off quite a bit.
Yeah,
I'll actually.
Our Revelation at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or any of the new stuff.
True. I'm gonna pass.
Or people just getting excited about taking pictures of their origin figures that they bought, and that's pretty much all the groups are about now.
Did you see all my origins in back of me? Look at all that cool shit. Look.
I'm sure you can post that video. The latest.
Yeah,
Target
I reorganized. I should show a tour of my room. Yeah, it's all cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Jenny told me about the riser shelves. So
the riser shelves look good.
Yeah. Oh, because Jenny, $5 at Target, you can get those riser shelves right when you walk through the doors. They're awesome.
Joe, if I had one nitpick about them, is
what? I'm not done though.
No, I know, but you got brown shelves and then the black shelf risers. I'm a stickler for having.
Yo, hold on. They only had black and white. They didn't have brown, so I went with black. I know what you're talking about, but I still like them. They're good, and plus, if I'm going to try to get rows of figures in front here, and then you won't notice the black shelves as much.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
No, looks good.
I'm gonna say this to the chat since we were kind of talking about those comics, and especially the crossover stuff. If you guys enjoyed any of that crossover stuff in the last 10 years or so, or any
shame on you.
Yeah.
Well, more power to you. More power to you. Enjoy that shit.
No, I'm gonna say
you're the worst.
Put it in the chat that you liked it, but explain why you did. Elaborate on it just a little bit if you can, and I'll put it up on the screen, and we can have a little more discourse on it throughout the show.
But we honestly don't do that hating on people if somebody doesn't like it. If they don't, if they love it,
Joe, speak for yourself now, okay?
Except Tyler. Tyler will gladly tell you at PowerCon, you're a fucking idiot for liking that. Like, okay, can I have your answer?
Also, too, if you have trade paperbacks...
Hey, Rebecca may do the exact same thing. Don't think it's just strictly a guy. I can see Rebecca kicking people in the nuts for liking some of this shit.
If you guys come and meet us at PowerCon and you want us to bring those crossover books and bring them to PowerCon and we can sign them for you.
I would say I'll write something better. That'll be what I autograph, like a Thundercats He-Man crossover. I could do so much better than this piece of shit. Love Tyler Baker. Yeah.
With the love in there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll put the love in there. I'll put a heart, smiley face, and all this other shit, Whatever.
We already got this. The Injustice crossover is pretty cool. 6 out of 10. See, a 6 out of 10 is not like that good of a score, though.
Well, that's entirely way too high. That's way too high.
Way too high.
I haven't read any of those.
After that first shitty crossover with the shitty redesigns they did, where He-Man looks like he's 12 years old, and everyone's wearing full metal armor outfits because they don't want to see any skin on anybody from that new 52 bullshit. And the sword looked fucking horrible.
And there's that panel where Two Bad gets split into half.
I hated that. I was done when I saw that kind of shit.
Yeah. Well, I remember talking because this, I think, in the early days when me and Joe became friends too, was when DC posted a who would win scenario of all the Marvel characters. I mean, not Marvel, DC versus Master of the Universe, and the guys and the responses were mocking He-Man and every one of the supposed matchups. Like they were picking every DC character to beat the shit out of the He-Man character. And it was almost like you guys are the ones writing this fucking crap. And this is before the book came out.
Was this also in correlation with those 2-packs that they were selling with the classics figures?
No, this was after that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. This was after the new 52 had started up and everything.
Oh, yeah,
the 52
all right.
Had been going on for 2-3 years, I think, at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it was summer of 2012 when they were relaunching. Hey, it's coming back! And oh man, Skeletor killed everybody, but kept Adam alive with amnesia. What the fuck for? Fucking stupid.
All right, yeah, that sounds pretty rough.
Yeah.
And remember that initial cover that had the usual normal version of He-Man in front of Filmation Grayskull?
I remember that. Yeah. And you think this is what we're going to be getting? No, you're not getting any of this. You're getting a Beastman with a mohawk. You're getting Evelyn fucking around with guys. Literally.
You get Skeletor without a jaw.
Yeah.
You get the drop jaw with bajillion jaws.
It's just, oh my god.
I'm getting all this shit, by the way.
The Sorceress is dead because it's edgy. Just stupid.
And also, the universe is about to end. The multiverse is about to end. The multi-universe is about to end. Look, there's Mamra.
Which is,
exactly.
I mean, when you kind of do it that way, even not reading them, just hearing just that briefness to it, that does sound like a very
garbage.
And they were tied into the classics because Scott was writing the downloadable comics that you could get on the DC app at the time. That's why that fucking Sir Laser-Lot, that Jeff Johns and all of his almighty power came up and created, along with all this other shit. So they were pushing that narrative that Scott had created, and then the comic went off, and I don't even know who the fuck wrote that regular run of DC, because it's like they were just changing shit all the time. Enough of this bullshit.
Well, heard a pound at the door. That's why I ran down there, because I was like, "What the hell? Something just hit the door."
You had to run the police. No, I don't have any bodies in the basement. I don't know.
Well, someone complained about a smell. Tell them, don't worry. I was just I was cooking hamburgers. Don't worry about it.
Shit.
They're like Ned Beatty in Back to School. I'm satisfied. Well, look, I just asked the guy. He says there's no bodies in the basement. Show about the crawl space. Nothing there either. All right.
How do you keep the muffled screams from making too much noise, Joe?
Shut up. He fills their mouth with Alfredo sauce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they choked to death on it.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't.
That was literally the second time I had Alfredo sauce in my whole life, because I'm not a fan of it. But
yeah, me neither. Me neither.
Oh God. That was
when you can have like real sauce, I don't know why you choose Alfredo sauce over like the tomato sauce.
I hate that shit. I held my breath the whole time. I sucked it down real quick. That straw. I did it quick, but
Joe,
I'm not saying nothing.
It didn't bother you that bad because you drank the whole fucking thing.
I know, right?
Well, I did it quick. It was
he
$10,
really wanted. No, I think it was only $5. Maybe I can't remember how much it was. Joe will do
anything. Can you imagine people come to PowerCon? Hey, Joe, would you eat this for a quarter? He's like, sure.
Please do that.
That's how we get the money.
Oh no.
Fuck.
We don't need him getting sick at PowerCon.
And then Joe's in the bathroom all night throwing up, and Jenny's falling asleep again, unfulfilled.
And
she just laying there like, she was like, fuck my life. So I married a teenage bum.
Joey, you said this weekend I was going to get the propeller.
What's that mean? I got lost. What?
I mean, think about it, Joe. The propeller.
Oh, okay. It's
usually it's just Joe's still just like, I don't know what to do. It's when you stand there and you're just like, yeah, and you're like, go around like that. Jenny knows, right? Apparently, you did that sometime. I don't know. I heard something. There's been stories.
Good stories. We've heard things.
I get Tyler down there. Like, what the?
Yeah,
I know.
Oh shit! So,
I mean, Jenny can confirm or deny in the chat if she wants to.
She probably doesn't want to confirm. She's probably dealt with enough embarrassment. She's. I imagine now. I'll just constantly say no comment.
Yeah.
No.
Anything pertaining to Joe.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
What was it that you said, Tyler? So I married a teenage bum.
Yeah. To make a great 1950s horror movie.
Yeah.
Because Joe's telling her, I'm a teenager, I swear, and I'm not homeless.
Well, I mean, unless Joe, it turns out he's just using one of those fancy green screen things that you can do on Skype and stuff these days. Pretty sure he lives in a house. I'm pretty confident in that.
Or at least a house. We don't know if it's his house.
That's true.
He might be breaking in somebody who lives in parts unknown who happens to collect He-Man every night. And
that's why there was that knock on the door.
Or he comes in puts some drug in a napkin and puts it over their mouth and knocks them out. Every Sunday around the same time. The guy never gets used to it.
Yeah, it's like the male version of single white female.
Yeah.
He started just admiring someone from afar and then gradually just assimilated their appearance and their interests and everything. And
I always got that movie confused with The Hand That Rocked the Cradle. In my mind,
they came out around the same time too.
Yeah. It always seemed to be playing on TV around the same time, and the actresses look similar, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Did they have Ernie Hudson or somebody? The Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
Yeah, he was kind of a simple-minded Gardner in Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Wow, I haven't seen that in a while, but okay. Yeah, it was weird. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
They're not similar, but for some reason in my head they get
just crazy psychotic women were the thing for a brief period, at least because they were popular movies when they came out.
Mm.
A single white bum. Joe answers. Yeah, Joe answers an ad, and Joe's pretending to pose as Jenny's real boyfriend. He's
What's wrong, Joe? You wondering where your pants went?
No, my
Don't stand up. Whatever you do, we've seen enough of that already.
My battle armor He-Oracle flew over there when I stood up. I was like, "How did it fly so far?"
Oh yeah, you better make sure you hold on to that. You need like an accurate representation when you're
when I make that
when you're making it. Yeah.
Which will be up tomorrow for people to.
All right, when Miguel rips you off. You're this when I was 9, bitch.
I do have to bring it to PowerCon though, so Tyler can pose with it, take pictures with it, give the thumbs up.
Yeah. I'm sure Val's gonna have like photo ops with me and Joe's shitty custom idea. You know,
see, it's perfect.
I don't want to meet the guy who wants to take a picture of me with that.
You know, I cannot find my test score. Just to let you know, when I had some work done on my roof just a little bit back, while back, when they pounded the roof, it actually knocked some figures off the shelves. So.
I remember you sending us messages.
So you're suing them, right?
Yeah. No, this is what's bizarre. I don't fucking know where test score went. Everything is back up there because a couple meteors fell, and I was like, what did I do? It's like, no, that's the thing. They never came in the house, but I had some
Joe,
things
you
over there.
didn't forget and mail it to me by accident, did you?
No, what's freaking me out is
you
like,
said you were going to send me something.
What? I will get you. But I was like, what bag did I put it in, or what I do, or God forbid I threw it away? That'd be a nightmare. Because, I mean, can I get a test score off of eBay, but I don't want to.
He's got to be somewhere. I know how maddening that is. Like, just can't find what you have. It's the worst feeling.
And I've been going for, it's been 2, I think, almost 3 days. If Jenny pops up in chat, she'll let me know, because I've been telling her about this. I've been losing my shit. Everything is perfect and back to normal in here, except that one fucking meteor. Also,
you'll find him. You'll find him.
Yeah, and another weird thing. You know how you have Rhinorb and, Dinosaur. Why the fuck did they call Tuscore, not Tuscorb? They missed the mark. They were like, how the fuck did you guys botch that one? He should have been Tuscorb to go with Rhinorb and all the rest of them.
Well, you had Gorilla. They didn't call him Gororb.
Well, I mean, the others, how they ended. Like I said, you had Rhinorb, Dinosaur, Meteorb, and then Tuscorb. Like,
that would have been so easy. Brainer.
Yeah, it would have been. They fucked up.
No, because you have Astroline, so it doesn't all have to be
I meant the
orbs.
I meant the ones that are ending in or. It's like Tuscorb was right there. All they had to do was add a B. Like it would have went right to the others.
Maybe someone just like, I like Tuscorb better. Like, all right, we'll go fuck
they're fuckers. But hey, Jenny did say it's been 2 days hunting, so thanks, baby. Yeah, 2 days. I've been going
Joe,
crazy.
Did you check behind the toilet?
No, I ain't checked behind there. But that is some weird shit.
It's probably broken anyway.
No, that's a great. Again, thanks for that money, Nathan, because that got me a really cheap toilet seat. Perfect. So thanks.
Oh, that's still holding up after all this time, huh?
Yeah, Alfredo sauce is worth it, huh?
You literally bought him a toilet seat.
The Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, the Alfredo sauce thing where I PayPal'd him the money. He used that to buy a new toilet seat.
Yeah,
$6.
Yeah, exactly. It was cheap as shit. I was watching. I was going down the aisle.
Yeah, Joe's just going down the line. All right, 46. I can't do that. 28.
No,
that's still too. It's still too much. $12. Come on. What do you think I'm made of here?
Yep, and then got right down
Rebecca, don't you make it thinking like George Costanza buying like the cheapest wedding invitations that are toxic and shit, and that's what Joe immediately just flips it over. All right, the cheapest stuff's in the back. All right, here we go. Can you imagine if Joe was actually going like house shopping with Jenny, and he immediately is like, "It's too much. This is too much," and then next thing it cuts to the Dollar Tree, and Joe, "Wow, this would look great in the house. What about that over there? Oh, that would look really good too."
Just that's the trash bin.
Yeah.
Joe, that's the dumpster. Oh.
Joe, that's the cashier's. That doesn't belong to you. That's not even for sale.
Yeah.
Joe, put that baby back. That's not yours.
I'm still not entirely.
You should
convinced.
get one of these.
Yes.
Oh no. Should Joe reproduce? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think it's a good idea.
Do we need
His
two of him in
kids
the
would be
world?
adorable. Come on.
I mean, they would have that face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Little modular masks.
Yeah. Or they look like Baby Herman on like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, just with the Amato face,
Oh yeah.
Or Baby Schwarzenegger from the movie Junior.
Oh my God!
I don't know. He did a baby. I've never seen that movie.
I have not watched all of it because I couldn't bring myself to do it.
It's painful.
I'm
really
not.
Bad movie. Yeah.
I've seen enough of it. I'm like, no, I'm good.
That brought the show down. Fuck it. I've never seen the movie.
Baby Schwarzenegger brought the show down.
Yeah. Bro, talk about the Junior. Everyone just deflated. I've never seen that fucking movie. Oh, God, are you serious?
No.
Wait, is that photoshopped or was that real?
No, that was in the movie.
Real, Joe. Real.
What the fuck would they do? What? Oh, that was dumb as shit. yeah, that's the reaction right there. What the fuck?
You know what's weird is he was on Letterman or Jay Leno like right before that movie came out and was promoting it as if like he was like owning. Yes, I'm pregnant in this movie. You're like, what the fuck, Arnold, man?
It
was
so demasculating. I'm like,
how did that do at the theater, anyways? I'm sorry.
It was a flop. It was a flop.
Nobody wanted to see Arnold like that.
And that's that time
where
his movies were not doing that good.
What was that, Dushin?
Nobody was ready for that baby.
No. When he does comedy, the best comedy he does is when he's still being a badass, like in Twins, you know.
Kindergarten Cop too.
Kindergarten Cop is.
Where he's still a badass.
Like the grizzled like facial hair, with the trench coat. God, what a bad! I want to see that movie.
And Last Action Hero.
Oh yeah, Jack
that's
Slater.
Yeah.
Exactly. Junior,
awesome.
Junior had a budget of $60 million and it made 108.4. So at least
okay, he clearly did better than I.
Not a flop in that regard. Critically,
I thought it was.
Flop, but
not a flop, but a trauma for everyone.
Yeah. As weird as it is to say, I think like a movie in that regard has a place, but that I don't think Arnold needed to be its star.
No,
it could have been somebody else.
I mean,
but I think that's what some idiot thought. They're like, "Oh, if Arnold Schwarzenegger was pregnant."
I get it.
The most alpha male on the planet is knocked up. You know,
They were thinking about the success of Twins, and they wanted another movie starring DeVito and Schwarzenegger.
Danny DeVito was in that too?
Yeah.
No, and it's directed by Ivan Reitman, who did Kindergarten Cop and Twins. And
the chemistry is perfect in Twins.
And Skeletor himself is in the movie. Frank Langella played. I think he's kind of like the villain-like character of the movie.
Yes, he's the biological father of that baby.
Okay.
I mean, as awesome as it would be to see as Schwarzenegger versus Skeletor.
Not in that way.
Not that way.
Well, let's get into our topic because that was just awkward as fuck.
So was that transition,
Maybe
Joe.
Arnold, you should watch it.
Hey, Joe, you traumatized us first.
Well, see, we had our opportunity. We had our opportunity to transition in this comic when we were talking about the shitty crossovers, and it's like, all right, well, hey, let's get into a comic that's.
And then Joe was like, "Hey, let me tell you about what I bought at Dollar Tree and Home Depot the other day." My sheet of toilet seat that he's subjecting Jenny to,
Hey, I paid for that.
I know, but I'm like,
again.
obviously, Joe is like, he really doesn't care like the quality of his furniture and stuff like that. Like, you don't think she deserves best to do
I'm
her
gonna
business?
Give her the best.
I know,
nothing
right?
but the best.
Hey, Joe, I gotta send you this video because some of that cheap ass shit is made by the exact same company. Like those cheap ass Cheetos are Cheetos, so it's like there's something to buy for branding stuff.
True, sometimes you are just paying for name brand, but yeah, I'll give Jenny nothing but the best.
No, it's like literally.
As Joe sees.
Like it's a whole conspiracy theory where it's like it's from the same factory.
Yeah.
They're just branding it differently.
Mm-hmm. No, you are right. You're right. With
she's a woman. She's going to expect quality things, Joe, not just Dollar Tree receipts.
I'll give her the best food, the best.
Oh, bullshit! I do not see you go outside of going to fucking Popeyes or whatever's on the clearance aisle at your local Kroger. This poor.
You wait till we go to PowerCon. I am going to give her some of the most amazing food she's ever had in her life. I'm going to treat her like 5-star restaurants.
Yeah, you're gonna cook for her.
She's so full of
shit. What is like? What's a Joe Amato 5-star restaurant? We're talking like Crapplebee's.
Applebee's, yeah.
Crapplebee's.
It's true. 2 for 1 appetizers.
He would not laugh like that if it wasn't true.
Yeah. He thought he was going to say McDonald's. Like, no, Applebee's.
I hope he brings.
What'd she say? The shanty.
It's
the shanty of my dreams. She said.
It's not specific place. It's the sidewalk. Look, Jenny, I found our dinner.
We're gonna park our picnic right here. Hey, picnic dates are some of the best dates.
Yeah, but not on a sidewalk.
Yeah, not on the side of Applebee's.
Yeah, that's how Joe disguises it. It's a picnic, baby. In the alleyway, the sewage, falling out.
Yeah, he just throws down that blanket that he's got in the back.
Yeah, and some lady in the back
vehicle.
has empty under cat litter box, like right next to him there. Oh, it's a hailstorm, baby! I'm sorry.
I needed this. You know, it was cold a couple months ago. It may have snowed. We would have gotten stuck. I don't know.
Oh shit! Oh, for fuck's sake,
Joe, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad we can have moments like this again.
Me too. It is great to be back. Definitely.
All right, let me switch it over to this. Get our yeehaw and our howdy partners going on.
Oh God,
it's the fastest draw in the universe, and I want to say, when I titled this, you know, obviously I want to review this mini comic first and then go into the makeover, but it just sounded cooler in titling it, doing the mini comic makeover and review. So we're gonna go in reverse order and actually talk about this mini comic first, and what doesn't work and what may have worked a little bit, and then see what we can do better. This is a disappointing mini comic in like all facets and regards.
I mean, that cover's pretty cool though.
The cover's great.
Well, but it could be better, but it's a great idea. I mean, because I had this mini comic as a kid. I had no memory of any of this. It was one of those mini comics I had no memory of any of it at all.
You know, and it's sad what I always bring up as an example, like for this mini comic, you are not getting an origin for Rio Blast. And I know that the Style Guide stuff, of course, had origins for all those characters, and which that came into the Wonder Bread card. So I remember when I got my Wonder Bread card that had Rio Blast, and I turned around and I looked, I was like, oh my God, what is this origin? And talk about the Star Band. I was like, this is awesome. There's an origin on this card. Because again, we didn't have access to the Style Guide. So that was the only information in the United States we ever had about the true origin of Rio Blast. Then they took that, Style Guide stuff, and in the UK, they used basically the same premise, but then they expanded on and made, a story kind of based off it. And then some parts weren't that amazing, but there was an origin. But you get this, and it's like, there is no origin, and you just get the shittiest.
There's so much
fucking
built up,
dialogue.
it's just like things aren't like paid off. Things like they're like when they're talking about like the making it go hungry, and it's like, where does that pay off in the story? It's things are just
like, I get the idea behind wanting to starve people out, but
where does it go? It doesn't.
It's not, like in terms of starting something, like, a kid is reading this. It's like,
what would have been cooler though is if it's like, let's poison the water. That would be more evil than.
I mean, it's not like. you think of the episode Island of Fear. It's not like Skeletor's. I mean, he's done this kind of shit before. It's just done better in the Island of Fear.
Yeah. I feel like with this one, the reason they did this shitty story of how it is that was their way of, you got to see Rio Blast in action with all his stuff, and then the Mega Laser, because they're promoting those toys and that action, and of course that, the Mega Laser. But so it's only to make the herd go this way, and to make those random, reptile warriors fall. It's like, that was their way of shoehorning in, but it was just the story was bad. I did not enjoy it. I hated the dialogue of Rio Blast and Tarnation and your sun gun, some bitch.
You don't like the accent, Joe?
No, I hate it because the thing is, because it didn't help with what people always said about Rio Blast. What's a cowboy doing on Eternia? Even though you can't use your mind, your imagination, and realize, this is just, it's a wide
guy doing on Eternia.
Yeah, exactly. Anything. You could say anything. What is it doing on Eternia? But by making him talk that way, it really fucking just reinforced what they were saying about it's a cowboy. And it just, I fucking hate it. And then the goddamn barbecue. You know what annoyed me about that?
Right, having the barbecue sauce.
I was like, okay, now you've seen me drink hot sauce. You've seen me drink Alfredo sauce. I've done crazy shit. But honestly, who the fuck just drinks barbecue sauce? What are you talking about? What about barbecue? You're talking about, I got barbecue sauce. It's like, it just was so fucking dumb. I hated it.
Well, hang on, Joe. You're getting like way ahead of yourself.
I'm amped.
Well, I mean,
it offends him on a personal level, Nathan.
Do what?
It offends him on a personal level, Nathan.
I mean, I get
food.
it.
It's serious.
It's food. It's
Admittedly, I'd like seeing Beastman. I'd like seeing Beastman in it because sometimes with the later comics you didn't get much time to have Beastman shine.
Well, I do like the team up of Cobra Khan and Beastman.
Yeah,
like in
I did
Video
too.
Monsters.
I did too.
And it
That
could
was
be
the
so
cool-
much badass. You know, to have them doing something together.
And they're colorful together. Like Beastman's color scheme next to Cobra Khan's color scheme it does look
they complement each other. They complement each other. Yeah,
I like that too. That was the one part that I really liked about it. And there are scenes at the end when they're actually like fighting him and they're back and forth is kind of cool. And I noticed that they Real Blast calls him Lizard Man in one part, which is pretty cool.
Well, and the idea too that Beastman controls animals, Cobra Khan controls snakes. So you got two guys who have a telepathic link to a certain type of creature on the planet. So I like that idea that they are very formidable, that they have a very special talent, that they both are kind of they're very similar, but very fearsome combatants as well. But
and did you, Tyler, and I the same thing? I just got too much of an Earth vibe because they really honed it in and with fucking Rio Blast and that goddamn caravan thing and the herd and everything.
I mean, there's the herd, the cactuses, the wagon.
The barbecue.
The cactuses are. It's not obviously the guy versus Steve Grant is very like. He just sees it's a cowboy character, or he thinks because it's a gunslinger. Because honestly, even though I was a kid, I did not see cowboy. I just saw like a main character with guns all over him. Like, what's not to like? Why is he immediately, the most cliche of cliche cowboys? Why?
And they sure gave it to him.
Why couldn't he be more like the man with no name? Or why can't he be more like a Charles Bronson type character? Why does he have to be the cliche like fucking Bonanza or something?
Well, I didn't mind the art. I mean, I didn't have.
No, the art's ugly as sin.
I mean, but I didn't have a problem with it, especially compared to like when you think of Mantanas and Leech's mini comic. There's been ones that were worse.
It's not good art.
Though. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's something that.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
But it's not good. It's not good. Right. I mean, the artwork was done the same thing in the issue before, the Eye of the Storm. It's shitty artwork.
Why did it look worse though in Eye of the Storm for some reason? Eye of the Storm, it seemed like was worse to me. I don't know. Maybe it's how they drew snouts
to a certain degree, but this is not pretty at all. It's shitty. It's just shitty, Joe.
Well, you say pretty, it's shitty. It's passable for me though. I actually didn't mind it.
Well, Joe, you're homeless too. I mean, everything's passable.
Going back to Tyler's point, that I think this would have worked better had he been more of an Eastwood-esque, a little more of a silent type instead of getting the "Why he man, you old buckaroo."
Well, if he talked, don't have that goddamn vernacular.
Caught me a rustler.
Yeah, and I've never liked that. Like that when and I touched on this last when we did our Turtles discussion. Like hearing Groundchuck talk like, the most cliche of cowboys. Like I don't like that. Like if you want to make him kind of a Western type, that's fine. But you don't have to crank it all the way up to the most campiest level to get your point across. It's so unnecessary.
He's really cliched in this, in every aspect, every fucking aspect.
And it's unfortunate because Joe and I talked about in past episodes, and all of us have all touched on this too. I think at some point, in some a way or another, that Rhea Blast is one of those black sheep characters. Like people have had a hard time accepting this character as it is because. I don't know why either. I don't get it.
Because he's a cowboy. That's all they ever say. That's
but he looks so cool, a cowboy. Like especially when
it doesn't matter then.
Like I have his vision in my head of like either animation or live action of like him drawing for the first time. He's like coming in all cool and silent type, and then and you think he's just gonna draw like a normal cowboy, and then it's like, and then all his other guns come out. It's like, oh shit.
That would be badass. Yeah, that would open your eyes. Like, what the fuck just happened? What? Not just a regular gun or just two guns? It's like
he like picks it out and swings it like a normal cowboy and then it's like
everything. He's a fucking living arsenal. He's a look at that. I mean, that is badass. It's like he would fucking light your ass up. But they got to use it
well, once again, we're cranking it to 11 and get the yeehaw, move along, little doggies.
Yeah.
It's not hey dude.
Yeah, it doesn't need to go that far with it. And once again, you guys have already talked about it. And using these weapons just to like steer a herd, like that's kind of as a kid reading that, that's not exciting at all.
But badass if they could have horde troopers or something getting fucking lit up. If they wanted to have cannon fodder, because I know they can't be killing people or living things, but that could have been a little more intense and badass instead of just shooting fucking the ground.
They needed to have a big old battle fight with Beastman in them instead of like moving a herd.
Well, and something else too is we're and I had this.
This is my favorite part though of the comic.
All the fight.
Yeah, this one and more of this basically.
And that pose of Beastman getting ready to attack He-Man is not bad.
Yeah. So this is the best part of the comic.
And Cobra Khan looks like he's dressed up like Ren. He looks like he's wearing a fishnet shirt.
Yeah.
Why is Cobra Khan breathing fire?
Wait, what? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
yeah,
he is breathing fire. What? I never even noticed that.
It's not mist. And
I've seen a lot of different shit, but yeah.
I guess those are generic snake men.
Yeah, I just made up, lizard men that Cobra Khan
drawn in like the cheapest way they could possibly do.
Coming soon to Mattel Creations.
Yeah, or Joe Amati Creation, whichever one beats him to do it first. I do like the campfire, the idea of because I like night scenes on He-Man, hanging around like a small campfire, you're talking, about what's going on.
That could be a really cool scene if done right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's go ahead and get into that then. Let's go.
Well, really quick, just when he talked about that, just real quick, Nathan. That's the thing, though. I mean, like you said, nighttime scenes, something about discussing things around the campfire. I do agree that could be interesting. But when the writer did this, his intention was literally just have it like how cowboys and people are out there eating beans and shit right there. Mm-hmm. That's what their intention was. They missed the mark. What
was
thank God that it wasn't beans.
Yeah, because they'd be farting like in goddamn Blazing Saddles, where they're all around there eating beans and farting nonstop.
What was
that? Was funny. Blazing Saddles was a great movie.
It is a great movie. Yeah, it is, but that's
but not for He-Man. It shouldn't be He-Man. Shouldn't be modeling after Blazing Saddles.
Right. When I seen that, go ahead, Nathan.
What is the fuck? What it's they used to do commercials, right? They're sitting around the fire, and it's like New York City.
Yeah.
What
that
was that?
Bush's bake. Wait, was that It was a paste pecani sauce. This stuff's made in New York City. New York City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's all that's on my mind is fucking food. You want to ask me about something? It's like, hey, Joe, remember food. Anything else? It's like, what that? I not understand? That's sad.
Can't remember actors' names and shit, but of course, when it comes to pecani sauce.
By the way, I want to call Joe out because I remember Joe told me I was wrong about this, even though I knew I was right. I just chose not to argue about it. Booger did not do his own burp in the belching contest in Revenge of the Nerds. I just want you to know that.
Did I say he did that?
Yes, you did, you fuck. You told me, no, that was his real burp. I'm like, I ain't arguing with you.
Didn't I say that?
You did say that.
You're funny, fan.
I'm like, I ain't arguing with that putz.
Oh, I guess it's because I could burp.
When did you guys argue about this?
It was like a discussion. I think we touched on Revenge of the Nerds maybe a couple months ago. And Joe's like, oh, no, he really did that. Curtis Salter, he really did do that burp. Like, no, he didn't. Yeah, he did.
Really? Huh.
Well, no, he didn't do it.
Actually, no, I'm serious. I don't remember saying that. But if I did,
yeah, you did say it. Because I'm like, Joe, you're going to argue with me over movie trivia? And you did. I'm like, you know what? I ain't doing this right now. But I did pull a Patriot and flip the table and said, I'm out of here. But
but I can burp that long. I guess that's why maybe it was believable. I guess that's why it could be believable.
Alfredo sauce.
Do it now.
No, I can't just randomly, but when I eat it, it can
help. Jenny know how proud she is to have you as her man.
How convenient.
When Joe burps,
you can't do it, and then Jenny just walks away like in fucking Creed 2. It's just turn around, look and see if she's still there, and she's gone.
I'll never do anything loud and long like that. Honestly, I did have a burp today, but I told her, I said, I apologize because I ate a whole bunch of food. We were talking. I said, I'm sorry, baby. It was stuck, and then I felt like I couldn't breathe for a second. But
you could have stepped away from however you're talking to her and done.
Well, no, I just said, hold on. I did. I said, hold on, baby, and I just turned my head sideways, and then it came out. But I just didn't look at her and go like that. So I'm respectful, and I won't do that in public. So Jen, don't you worry. I won't do it in public. I won't do it at PowerCon.
Have you farted in front of her yet?
No, good God, stop. No, I'll never do that. There's some things that I can't even picture doing in front of.
He's going to go outside.
Jenny, I'm going to
He's like shitting in the neighbor's garden.
Jenny!
I can't hold it anymore.
I imagine the common thing she's going to be hearing on is like, Jenny, bring the baby wipes.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just in the other room. That's all she hears. Oh, give me a
bucket.
It's not real baby wipes. It's like sandpaper.
Yeah.
Jenny, enema.
Oh, God.
Too much cheese.
I got hemorrhoids again.
Repositories. Ah.
No, I'm getting
I'm gonna need you to shove them up there, Jenny.
I feel like I'm shooting meteors.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
We got Tom Brisky in the chat.
How did we get there?
Oh, Bill Bratt.
Is that your Tom Brisky?
That's my Tom Brisky.
He says, I was under the impression that Rio Blast was not originally from Eternia, but a lawman from some other star system. That's late, so I'm not sure if you've covered that already.
No, but that's always been my mentality about the characters, that he's not from Eternia.
So many people from Eternia that are on Eternia. You got Queen Marlena, you got Skeletor, they're not from Eternia. So why not we at Rio Blast? You know.
Yeah, he is.
By the way, Tom, I do like your choice in this is to Tom. I like your choice in Easter candy. What's all your guys' favorite Easter candy? Because me and Tom were talking about Easter candy earlier today.
I guess now it would have to be the Reese's peanut butter egg.
Those are good.
Or I had a Cadbury cream eggs are also great.
You ever get just the marshmallow like chocolate? Because those are so good. It's just like a marshmallow egg with a chocolate around it. It's like the best thing. It's so simple. No, it's not. No, it's like real marshmallow.
Oh, not Peeps like are fucking nasty.
Yeah, Peeps.
I've not eaten a Peep in forever.
Yeah.
But,
oh, gross.
That's a tough sell on Peeps. Maybe one or two, but any more than that.
Joe probably eats them.
Yeah.
I hate Peeps. I do not like Peeps. I've never liked those damn things. They disgust me.
What's your favorite candy then, Joe? Your favorite Easter candy?
Well, I mean, I don't mind Reese's eggs. I like a big chocolate, like Hershey bunny.
Yeah, me too.
She sent me that, by the way.
You like the peanut butter ones? Because I like the peanut butter ones. Where it's like
I don't mind those, but yeah, the whole solid one.
Once it's free, he don't mind.
Yeah, you're gonna get some tomorrow when it goes on clearance.
Yes, I always wait for the day after a holiday to go. It's like usually 50 or 75% off, and I just load up on all that candy. Oh wait, it's delving into something else. Or now we'll talk about that. Yeah, but anyways, yes. So Rio Blast is from a different planet and a different system. He's from the Star Band. Like I said, that Style Guide said it. They mentioned it in the Wonder Bread cards. UK stories expanded upon that. So they went more in depth, but we never got that in the mini comics, unfortunately.
Well, let's work that into. I'll ask this: would this be something that you would want to kind of really dabble in when we're reworking this mini comic? I feel like you would have to kind of allude more to that to kind of give the presence that.
Yes, yeah, I would like it more. More of an origin story for Rio Blast would be better than just. But here's Rio Blast, you know. I mean, that can be cool sometimes, but. I feel like the mini comic's based around somebody. It is introducing them, so it should be kind of an origin story.
He should have had something,
not really
and they could
an introduction kind of thing to him.
No, you're right. They could have went with something. They could have expanded upon what they had from the Style Guide, just like UK did. But the one thing I would take out definitely that I never liked, if you guys didn't remember, in the Style Guide and along with the UK and the Wonder Bread, they mentioned that He-Man would promise to like help him get back to where he needs to, or let him go back after he helps defeat Skeletor. I was like, it made it sound like blackmail. Like, yeah, once you help me do everything, I'll let you go back.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that? It's like, yeah, you could take that element out, I guess.
Yeah,
that did not work at all.
Tyler, you were kind of leaning more towards not origin, but having more of just like a good like.
Well, I mean, I had an idea for the character. Like, I really wanted to link the character to
Brave Star,
like that he went to the same academy as Brave Star.
Okay,
you know that they knew each other. We're not gonna. It's not gonna be. I mean, you set up, you know, because I know Mattel with Carrying Crystal, the water Carrying Crystal that's in the Christmas special. So there is a direct link. But I would have liked to have had Rio Blast is not from here. He went to the same academy that Brave Star, because Brave Star is like all the others. You're sent to another solar system to be a marshal, and I kind of like the idea of that Colonel Blast is Rio Blast's brother, and they separate. You know, Colonel Blast is not up to being, you know, because I kind of thought maybe Rio Blast, their father, would have been a lawman, a good lawman. You know, and Rio kind of aspired for that kind of thing, whereas his brother was like, I ain't interested in this shit. I like doing what I want. You know, that kind of, a little bit more of a rebellious side, which he would take with the Horde. You know,
is that a family of cyborgs or something?
No, because I did not see like they would get these
Bionic 6.
And until they went their separate ways. And like Colonel Blast, like I feel like his abilities would be offered from Horde Science, being a member of the Horde. And I had an idea for all that as well too. But I just kind of like the idea, because I don't like connecting people. But I felt like Colonel Blast was the precursor to Rio Blast. Like, why not make them brothers and have they're kind of like the two sides of the same coin. They're both great gunslingers. One's for evil. One's for maintaining the law. One thinks he's better than the other. One of them was like, I don't care if you're better than me. You're breaking the law, kind of thing. But I just thought it was kind of cool to say that he went to the same academy as Brave Star. They dispatched them. Once they graduate, hey, the planet of Eternia. Evil's getting worse and worse. And the Horde is now showing up on Eternia, and that's why I feel like Rio Blast would show up. And I could see the Horde, hey, you know what, Colonel? We're looking to expand on Eternia. Take this village, and a new lawman comes into town, and he shows up. He-Man's not even there. This is not a He-Man story. This is a Rio Blast story, And at the end of it, He-Man would give praise, like, hey, we appreciate you being the lawman, for Eternia, and we really could use your help in maintaining as the Horde, the Snake Man, the Skeletor, all these other guys are showing up. It wasn't completely detailed, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun, and I really didn't know if the ideas for Rio Blast powers would be something that, I don't like the idea that they're born with it. It's something he either probably signs up for, like there's, a test of as Deucin said, like bionics to, as evil's getting more and more powerful, you need people who are stronger. You need a gunslinger who has weapons kind of built into his body, much like RoboCop. I don't want to go the route that he's injured or something like that, because I feel like that's directly stealing from. But it's you know what, I'd like to do this. If this is going to make me a better lawman by providing me with superior firepower, sign up. I'll give it a shot. It would make my father proud. Kind of thing. So I don't know.
No, I really like that.
Dushin, what are your thoughts?
Why are both of you playing with your hair all of a sudden?
Because we both have long, luxurious
What's
hair.
weird is, I was fiddling with my scarf because the back of my neck and the front is in my throat. It's getting hot because it's starting to get around that season again, and I might have to start ponytailing my hair. Oh Christ! It actually is.
You could cut it.
Yeah.
No, I got to keep it growing until PowerCon, and then maybe I'll cut it after PowerCon, but not all the way off. But I will trim it. But
no, keep it long.
Why?
You like a barbarian.
I have to. I'm gonna look like a wild lunatic. Just picture this mask in person and everything, and all that wild scraggly hair. Of course, I'm gonna have a luchador style mask.
And all the lice.
And the lice.
Oh yeah, great! I can't wait to come home with that. Thanks, Joe.
No problem. It's all right.
I was going to add on to Tyler's thing and saying that I think what a lot of people sell short on Rio Blast is what Tyler presented there. You have multiple ways that you could present this character if you wanted to, and not just go with just a straight and narrow turn to 11 generic cowboy bullshit.
Yeah.
You can take some inspiration from RoboCop. You can take some inspiration, as Tyler pointed out, of having tying this in a little bit, having an academy. What's that all about? What is it? And there could be another story you could tell there at another time. So there's multiple ways that you could go about it. In terms of Tyler, you mentioning that would the whole mini comic would just be dashes of mentioning those little things? What would be the overall? What villains would you like to have? Or is it just mainly going to focus kind of on that whole thing of telling more of his backstory? Here's the academy and trying to tie that together.
I mean, if you're trying to do it 14 pages, you really got to condense it down. Yeah. So it could be done, but you want to build up to him confronting the Horde on Eternia.
Right. Would that be a way to work in the campfire story? He's sitting there kind of telling, so you spend the first couple of...
that's actually not a bad idea. It's like you could probably, open it up with He-Man and Rio Blast City in the campfire, and this is after He-Man learns of the small town that is that the Horde tried to take. One guy came in and stopped it. And because He-Man's busy. I mean, obviously, as we have seen Deuce and those two in certain episodes, Skeletor's doing something else on outer space or on another mission of destruction. So whatever he's doing, he's winning because He-Man's not there.
Yeah.
So same thing for the Horde. Like the Horde, by this point, this is '86. They are making a bigger presence known on Eternia. They're turning Extendar into Extendar and creating Dragstore and creating Multibot. All these, they're constantly expanding. So I'm like, by this point, you could probably say like they have recruited a guy to become Colonel Blast. You're really good with guns. We're gonna accentuate that your talent as a gunslinger, but you'll be one for us. And I want you to start taking villages, and we'll start collecting taxes from these people. We're gonna spread what we do on over here. And a new lawman shows up to help with the problems on Eternia. And comes to face, he comes face to face with his brother, who's wearing the Horde emblem, and you could that's like He-Man's he's telling He-Man his story, I come from, a small planet, in another solar system. My father was a lawman, my brother was a bad example. Like the bad egg did not want to abide by law and order. He liked shooting things. He liked hurting things, and I was not about that. I really wanted to make my father proud and follow his footsteps. And
that could be all right. So starting it, having him and He-Man campfire, telling the story, have that be like your main chunk of the mini comic, and then have it hang on that cliffhanger at the end where it's like, there he is, Shadow Work, Colonel Blast, Horde emblem, and then it's like to be continued kind of. And
then you have to buy the Colonel Blast figure, to get the second part of that story, and the campfire story continues.
Yeah, that would be be really badass. And reading that too, I was thinking, I'm like, Rio Blast would work better, I think, in terms of that Horde aspect and the mentality of, hey, you got to pay up, because that seems more to play into his character's wheelhouse as opposed to the He-Man.
Like going and confronting. Like, I'm not to say he couldn't, because it looks so cool when he's like in that beautiful Earl Norm poster where He-Man and Battlecat and Rear Blast are running to the front of Grayskull to fight, Skeletor and Snakeface, Blade and Ninjor, and things like that. But like seeing him handling law and order stuff on the planet, because we always say that we're going to send you to the prison mines, or we're going to put you in jail at the Palace of Eternos. But to actually have a marshal, a guy who controls, the law and going in and enforcing it, and stopping, tax collectors who don't belong on this planet. They don't run this planet, but they're imposing their will for you to give up your supplies, what you have, what you mine, your money, or your stock, whatever you got, we're taking it. And he's like, no, you're not doing this shit. He-Man's on the other side of the planet handling something. He can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
You
could almost see Rio Blast in a way too, and it's not, I don't want it to be like a direct comparison, because we were talking about, Man with No Name, like an Eastwood-esque, but I also think like a Judge Dredd kind of character too, that's also very stern, kind of quiet, but he is that lawman that sticks to a code. But would you want Rio Blast to kind of be stern in the way that he handles his justice, or would you want him to be pretty vulnerable and open emotionally in that regard?
I think of like Kurt Russell's portrayal of Wyatt Earp.
Okay.
Where he's it is about like upholding the law, and it's like you're pushed only so far before you're like, what, I'm going to get really aggressive with this. Like, he's not going to break the law, but also, like, it's not like he's going around trying to be Mr. Tough Guy. That's why I feel like his brother, Colonel Blast, is the guy that just loves to showcase how good he is, intimidate, impose, and take, and be cruel just because he can, because it's funny, it's enjoyable, it makes him feel superior and alpha, and that's not Rio Blast's way. It's not about, That's why I like the idea that his guns are hidden, even though Colonel Blast is a little bit more prominent. He's wearing an outfit, whereas Rio Blast, all his weapons are hidden inside his body. He's not walking around showing, hey, look what I got. It's all hidden. It's kind of like a metaphor for his personality. He's not showing off, look what I got. Look what I can do. It's all hidden away,
Yeah, he
until he
wants
needs
to
it.
be more human and more
Yeah.
approachable for the innocent people of Eden. Because that big machine gun guy come walking into town, it's gonna scare children and the women and everything. So him having that humanity and that tenderness to him, that women and children can approach him and know that they'll be safe with him, versus
Precisely.
Having that's just so cool to me, that dynamic of here's this guy who is so gentle and kind, and then he turned into a complete badass to protect people is very cool to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way of, like, saying to it, like, he wants to go and help another family that's just been attacked by beastmen or whatever, like, and he's just coming there to investigate. And if he shows up looking like a walking arsenal, like, you don't know if is he good, is he evil?
You don't know if it's another guy from Skeletor,
Yeah, and he needs to look. He needs to look like a normal guy. He doesn't need to be walking around looking like a tank. I think it's plus. I mean, when you think that he's got nothing on him, and then you think he's outnumbered, he just turns into a fucking arsenal right there on the spot.
It's battles as well, because his opponent will underestimate him.
Yeah,
they see him. What's your fucking little gun gonna do to me? And then it's like.
Also, cool. When he meets his brother, if you want to make Colonel Blast his brother, like, he confronts him like, you were good with guns, but look, I am a walking fucking gun. Like, what are you gonna do to me? And then boom, everything just pops out.
All right, and then what if you took that a step further and then somehow turned that into a duel where they're not? It's like, all right, you know what? You don't have your stuff, I won't have my stuff. Let's make this like 1-on-1, one gun, like. How they
I couldn't do that because I liked it. Rio Blast, like, his body is sacrificed to take on this technology.
Okay.
Like he has given up, like, being a normal man to embody, like, the chest cannon, the guns that pop out of his wrist that are worked in with some sort of technology. So it's hidden within his body, like, in an appropriate way, much like the toys, like they're
All right, Tyler. Well, how about this? How about they set it up, and all of a sudden, he falls ill. It turns out he's got a technovirus, and and none of his guns can work anymore. And he has to use.
You love teasing him with that technovirus.
Yeah,
don't you?
I know. I'm just I'm just fucking with you. But no,
I'm sure Scott Nall is sitting here watching us right now, eating popcorn, like, oh my god, he said technovirus.
Taking notes.
Yeah, taking notes. Yeah,
that's all he does on his nights off, is just watches us.
Yeah. Oh, they said my name again. Not. I'm relevant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Joe, does that and Dustin too? You guys jump in here. Does those sound like good ideas, or would there be things about his character that you would want to change, and what we sort of talked about, or other things that you would want to see explored, or would you just take that character in an entirely different direction?
Go ahead, Dustin. You go ahead.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything in a while.
Oh, so I have to do it. You're putting me on the line of fire, okay?
Yes, because remember, you read the UK stuff too, so you might have a little different perspective as well.
Yeah, I read that racist story, yes.
Yeah, there was a bad part in there. It was a very, very bad part. One of those.
I didn't get to the Rio Blast one. I read most of the stuff, but I
couldn't get we will never show that
Native Americans as the villains.
Oh fuck!
I could see.
And they had some uncomfortable dialogue.
No, cool.
And he made me read all that.
Joe made you read it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He gives me racist shit to read.
Oh no! I just want him to see, some of the stuff in the origin.
I know. I do. I will back Joe up on this. I think he was wanting you to see just how not great that was.
I was just hoping he wouldn't see that part. I just wanted to see the origin of what they did in the UK.
You're not going to get anything past the guy.
Yeah.
Nothing flies past him. He does catch his stuff. And I was like, ooh.
For as much as Joe swims in the sewer, Dustin is the great that catches all the shit within the shit water. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. And then upscales it.
Yeah. Upscale makes it really pretty.
Yeah.
And then get shit for upscaling it, right, Dustin? You get shit for that.
Yeah, by a furry.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. we're going with that. But with the character of Rio Blast, Grim, what would you like to see? What would you change any of that stuff? Is it all horseshit? What would you do?
Well, I wouldn't make a direct connection to Brave Star, but you can have him come from a parallel universe through a space warp, like in the fact files from the UK comics, which mention a space warp that he came through.
That was
and you
pretty
could
good.
then have him be like he's on the quest to find his brother who's long gone, to apprehend him or whatever. Like maybe he doesn't yet know that he joined the Horde, and he happens to end up on Eternia rather than Etheria. So he gets swept up in whatever is happening at the moment, helps out He-Man, joins forces, and then at the end of the story, He-Man's like, I can help you. I'll bring you to the sorceress at Castle Grayskull. She can find a way to get you back home if you want to, or to find your brother. So you can have that ongoing story happen. And then, as a plot twist, when he meets Clampchamp, it turns out he's racist, and he gets kicked out of Eternia, and he ends up on Infinity.
He was building to that and couldn't even finish the story.
I feel like he was just bullshitting the whole time just to get to that punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. You still hear him laughing maniacally on the other end there. You should have. I mean, you should have changed that. It was they're not. You couldn't grab one of Tyler. Yeah, there we go.
There.
You should have been doing that.
He's got a couple.
Yeah. There we go.
Right.
There we go. Joe, what about you? Are you kind of in a similar path of like because also what was it? Tom Brisky. What did he? He had something in the chat here. He put, how's this? Rio Blast chases a wanted man off New Texas, enters a wormhole, and both land on Eternia. He-Man helps him catch the bad guy, so Rio signs on to help He-Man to, catch Skeletor, fight evil. That kind of thing?
The connection to Brave Star.
You helped me, I'm going to help you now with your...
That would also work. There's a lot of like I said, there's a lot of diversity in terms of storytelling with that character instead of just being like, let's eat some beans. We're gonna talk like this book.
He's gonna wrangle the cattle and Pringles hat or look like fucking Garth Brooks.
Rio Blast turns out that he's just a failed country musician.
Yeah, lightning strikes.
My car.
He's
Rio Blast and the Star Band.
Rio Blast has got to team up with Manny Faces to get his courage back to get back on stage.
And he's his tractor.
Yeah.
His tractor broke down.
Yeah, he does tractor pulls in his spare time. Yeah. What a fucking dumb thing that is.
Rio Blast used to have a sexy tractor, and he used to have a beautiful wife. But she left him, and his tractor broke down.
God saved his soul.
Yeah, and his dog died on him.
His dog died, and now he's turned to the bottle, and he's got to get his life in order. Can He-Man help him? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Rio Blast is drunk on the cover, and He-Man's face palming and.
Those country accents are spot on.
I grew up with it.
When you're from here, it's pretty easy to do. Plus, honestly, Southern accents, I think above all accents, are the easiest to do because all you have to do is make yourself sound a little stupid.
Yikes.
What? You just slow it down, and then you start talking like this. You can do it any ways you want to. You just sit there.
You can make it as easy as
you want. Your britches and just keep filling them up.
Yeah, you just...
They call me Steamy Ray Vaughan.
And Joe is about to admit that he's from Southern America.
Yeah. And then when you take a big old shit in your drawers, you got to put them in the washer. You got to wash the drawers. Wash the drawers.
Wash it. I like them taters there.
I like shitting in a bucket of Sarah's myself.
Yeah.
I always clean my ass. Like I can't afford a bidet, so I just shit in the tub.
Yeah.
In a tub, I just go right outside.
I like my buddy Joe from Parts Unknown. He likes to shit in the garden.
Man, go out there. You get you one of them shovels. You just go out there. You dig a big old shitter hole, and then you go. You spray it out. You just take your big old squats.
We ain't like them city folks. We ain't got no toilets.
People get mad at me. I just say I'm just fertilizing your flowers.
Yeah. Sidewalks. What's that? Never heard of that before.
I piss on them a lot.
Well, yeah, it's as Felipe Terrazarez says, it's as easy as apple pie.
Or better yet, pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
The pecan pie.
Hey, Joe, I'll be seeing you there. It's about the 5:30 in the morning. Go there to that Hardee's to get one of them sausage biscuits.
Yeah,
it's 5 a.m. in the morning.
All right, I got to stop doing that. It's going to traumatize me.
It traumatized me. I can't see nothing.
I know, right?
Uncomfortable, Jesus Christ. But, you said you and Tyler are kind of like from a country state or something?
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking awkward thing that, like, Joe had nothing. He's like, you're from a country state, aren't you?
You're saying you hang around
like
some of those people.
You guys can say it. I can't say that. It's like, it feels awkward. It's like,
Joe, look, we know you're a proud black man, okay? So, speak up, If you got something to say, don't be ashamed,
Jesus.
We know you look like white power, but we know you're not.
Christ. Well, hey, if you guys have any questions for us in the chat, shoot them right now, from mini comics, cartoons to anything.
Joe, let's get your best Southern accent. I want to hear it.
I'm not doing that.
Why? Come on.
No, come on, man, honey. You can do it.
Can't. No, I can't do that.
Let's hear Deuce and do Sleepy Gonzalez.
There we go.
Jesus Christ, what's going on?
Yeah, where's Warner Brothers at when you need him? Here, bring back Speedy Gonzalez and Sleepy Gonzalez. It'd be great. We can get George Lopez to do the voice.
Oh wait, he's playing the father in the Blue Beetle movie. Did you watch the trailer for that?
No, because I'm like, even though I'm glad for Miguel, but I'm like, I don't want anything to do with DC's bullshit.
It was one of those things that it's just like origin story, like comedic, is kind of goofy, like one of those things I think I would put on just to watch, but it wasn't. It wasn't terrible, but also
it didn't look terrible.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. And
Blue
Beetle was good. I like the main actor for it, but
yeah, Miguel from Cobra Kai, yeah.
Cholo, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Cholo is his first name, but I'm like, hey, good for him. I like him a lot. I wish
that money, man. Get that money.
Yeah, get that superhero money. But again, like all superhero movies and all comedies, everyone's ready to slap the legs.
I know. Why are they comedies? Yeah. Why are they? It's like
you people who listen to this podcast and you like this shit. Do you like laughing at Spider-Man and Batman all the time? I mean, why do you enjoy this shit? I'm calling you out for it. Why do you need the
reasons they're comedies? My theory is because they're made by people who can't take it seriously. They're made by people who didn't love or grow up with these things. So they're like, I don't know how to do anything but make fun of it, so I'm gonna make it a comedy.
I think you're right. I think you're right about that.
I don't think so. I think it all comes back to that whole thing that Guardians was that unexpected moneymaker, and they decided, hey, let's roll with this.
Just copy that.
This is what really drew in that casual audience. Before, it's like, all right, the Marvel.
Even though fucking Iron Man did really well and jump-started this whole thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Fantastic.
That's what I'm saying.
Bear in mind, Guardians of the Galaxy was made by James Gunn. Look what he did to Scooby-Doo. I mean, Scooby-Doo wasn't ever a serious franchise, but the man gave us like a 10-minute scene where Shaggy and Scooby are farting.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
James Gunn will do the same shit with DC movies now too. He's going to go over there and fuck up Batman, Flash, and everybody else with fuck jokes and dancing around shit. But it's going to look like a fucking TikTok video.
Guardians is, I think, the catalyst that set that off. I will stand behind that, even though I think that movie is fun, and I still enjoy that first one.
And I hate you for it.
That was the thing that snowballed it, and it's like, it was unexpected. More casual people showed up. They liked the humor. Now, let's keep it going. And as we can see, I've said it a million times in the past, like, month or two, the shit they're churning out now, it's like, it's not doing as well. It's not making as much money. Critically,
and I think people are getting tired of the humor because they were complaining about that the last Thor movie. Hey, you guys are trying too hard with all the funny shit. And I'm like,
we're getting
you're just now seeing that?
We're
you're just now starting to see that, people?
Yeah, it's all the same now. It's all the same. Even this Blue Beetle movie, you can literally rename it to just be Superhero Origin Story, the movie.
Yeah.
It's generic. It is very generic.
I don't get the whole, like, put his family in there, make them all goofy. I'm like, why? I just want to see...
Cookie Latinos, everybody, representation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and how does that do any favors for the Latino community by making them look like, these goofy, like, stereotypes and shit like that? Like, that does not encourage... diversity in movies and in TV shows. It doesn't.
Like, I mean, they need to find a balance of just doing it and not just like smashing you in the face with a fucking hammer to be like, hey, yeah, we did that. Like, just stop with that stuff.
Because most of it looks like a shitty Tyler Perry show on TBS, like where they're trying so hard to let you know we're kooky and we're funny. Oh, look, I farted.
Stories. Just that's all we want. Just good stories.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so hard for them to find that balance. Like, it's either stupid or goofy, or it's like depressing,
dark and gritty,
fucking gritty. And it's like
Dark Knight, serious kind of.
Yeah, and like,
or it's pretentious bullshit too.
And they're too afraid to like go too superhero-y with it, and I don't understand why it's so hard to find that balance.
I blame Christopher Nolan and James Gunn because both you guys they fucked it all up.
It was just like the two extremes. There's not a good balance to it.
Yeah. Tim Burton had a perfect balance of that with 89 Batman.
Christopher Reeve Superman, he took it completely serious.
Joe's completely bored out of his mind. He's going to throw up. We don't talk about, bullshit. Meteors, Tuskord, Astroline.
Still food.
Listening, I'm enjoying the conversation. I like hearing you guys talk. Go ahead.
I don't buy that for a second. Do you do something?
I am, because what's funny is what Tyler said is just what I was going to say. I was like, Batman 89 did it perfectly, and so did Batman Returns. I enjoyed both of those so much.
Superman the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Civil War was the last good superhero movie that came out, even though I didn't like the ending, but the tone was perfect. It was enough serious content with a couple of good humorous remarks sprinkled in there periodically, much like Winter Soldier and the first Captain America.
Yeah, and I think probably 90% of that is thanks to Christopher Reeves for just portraying him with such purity and honesty,
and Richard Donner not wanting to turn it into
Richard Donner,
silly shit. Well, much like the Salkinds, eventually we're like, we want to make this funny. That's what it's what happens with Superman.
Like, we had the funny characters. We had Otis, but like he was just the character was funny. They weren't goofing off of Superman,
Yeah.
Donner was respectful of source material.
Yes, he was.
Like, literally, the movie starts off with a kid reading the classic
comics. And then you break into that magnificent opening credits. God, I get goosebumps when I watch those letters like blasting right at the screen.
Yep.
It's made with pure love.
Oh God, is it ever?
Alien to current people.
But you also have to think, too, like, superhero movies weren't a thing then, so that was uncharted territory, too.
But knowing that even back then, like... Go ahead, Deucen.
Because, like, there was a problem that the industry was really hostile against superheroes. They were looking down upon it, and they were thinking always along the lines, it has to be campy, like Batman series. Like, that's why it took so long for a Batman movie to get off the ground, because they kept on wanting campy Batman.
And also, and a lot of people have a tendency to not think about that aspect. But when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, people lost their fucking shit. They were mad.
Yeah, because they were afraid that Hollywood is going to do campy Batman again.
Yeah.
Because Michael Keaton was known as a comedic actor before he did Batman.
Only that, and I can't blame anybody for feeling that way at the time, because if we all had been older or been Joe's age when this news was announced.
To give you my perspective, I don't remember. I mean, honestly, I didn't remember anybody having a problem with that, and I know I didn't. You're right; he was in a lot of comedies, but I was like, it's Michael Keaton as Batman, and I remember seeing it, I was like, this is fucking awesome. He did great. It was just so believable. You know,
it was before the trailer came out, when it was just announced. Like, they were getting letters from fans like, don't make it Adam West again, you know, like, Batman's serious now, you can take him more serious.
And it was good. It was a
he was serious before Adam West. Adam West made it goofy. But the original comics were serious. But
I mean, like, when the Batman series was made, the comics were actually goofy at the time because of the whole comic book burnings that were going on in the 50s and
what until like the 70s when Batman started getting serious again. You know, when Danny O'Neill and Neil Adams started working on the book. I think that's when the books were.
The golden age of comics was really fucking
until
weird.
1950s, and then came Silver Age, and then
Silver Age is what I meant to say. Sorry, Golden Age was great, and then Silver Age was when it got a little weird. When you had like Batman, Wonder Woman marrying an egg and stuff, and you're like,
if anyone saw Super Friends cartoons, that's what Silver Age was like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least for DC, because I look at Spider-Man Silver Age, X-Men Silver Age, even though not all the stories
no,
great.
Those are from the Bronze Age.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm like talking about 60s though, because to me Bronze Age is like the late 70s.
The 60s was Bronze Age.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. I think start of Marvel Comics as we know them today is the start of the Bronze Age.
See, I took that as the start as the beginning of the Silver Age.
According to Wikipedia, and as we all know, Wikipedia, a wonderful source on the internet, and anything you read on the internet must be true. It says the Bronze Age of comic books is an informal name for a period in the history of American superhero comic books, usually said to run from 1970 to 1985. Agree, disagree?
Well, I
oh man, I didn't get to zoom in on that.
I still say because you know it's all the 60s and a good portion of the 70s, because I feel like the late 70s bleeds into the 80s, which is the Bronze Age, because the 80s essentially is the Copper Age. I mean, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would you agree with that, Deucen, Rebecca?
I mean,
I feel like
kind of worthless.
What with the Copper Age?
Yeah, the copper. Yeah, I mean the material copper. It's like.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I guess it's kind of, even though there's some very memorable stuff in the 80s, like Secret Wars, and you got a couple of villains showing up in the DC and in Marvel. But it's not the most memorable decade for sure.
80s was pretty much the beginning of the end. Like it was the height of the quality of comics, and then came the 90s, and then dark and gritty trend started.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. A lot of weird stuff started happening in the 90s, like Wonder
shitty redesigns,
biker shorts and leather jacket. I'm just like, I dropped it like that.
And like trying to kill people off simply just to make a profit.
Giving everybody pouches everywhere. You notice that, like, pouches. Yep. And they started I think the shock factor started before that, because in the Silver Age we got like the stupid shit like, oh, Lois Lane's turning into a black lady. Oh, but Wonder Woman's marrying an egg. It's like stupid shit that you're just like, that's just done for the cover, so people are like, what the fuck's going on, and pick it up and read it. But,
you gotta.
But usually it actually was tied into a plot, so
yeah,
there's that. Unlike today, where most of the time the cover is just a fucking poster.
Exactly. Now they've reversed, and it's now the Stone Age. Huh?
He's lost his mind.
No, I just love how some things just come out of Deucen's fucking poster. The whole isn't that from that quote, like, isn't that from that movie Cold Brew, or that with the Canadian movie with Rick Moranis and
oh yeah, good. I just started watching that movie not that long ago, but I couldn't finish it because I had to go to work.
The Holzer.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was a funny movie.
Yeah, can you say that, Deucen?
The what?
Yoga hoser.
Yeah, the Holzer.
Hoser.
Poser.
Yeah,
no. Well, we know what those are.
Pantyhose. Anyway, here's a question from Oliver Belmont. In your younger years, when collecting vintage action figures, there we go. Which play feature besides the spring waist action did you like most? Color change, spring whip and shoot, or glow in the dark? I like the color change because that Joker figure.
From the Dark Knight collection. Yeah,
with with his face changing depending on the color. I always like that. And then the
Swamp Thing color change was badass too. From the toy line that Kenner did.
There was another color change too. Was it a Lex Luthor figure from the Superpowers line that did that, or am I? No.
I think Mr. No, not Mr. Freeze.
That's where initially my brain was going, but I was like, that doesn't seem.
Well, Lex Luthor was just like you had like the kryptonite suit, which I don't think that had any kind of color, and then you had like the business suit outfit.
I like the weapon shoot. If it shot a weapon, I like that.
I didn't get too much. I like pretending the weapon.
If you have symbols, then you're like.
Oh wait! It was
shit out of them.
It was Mr. Freeze. My bad. Yeah. Let me.
The color change. That sounds familiar. Color change, Mr. Freeze.
I'm trying to find a decent.
I can't remember.
Well, I remember like Swamp Thing. If you put him in the fridge, this one.
I had that one.
And he turned all brown.
Half brown, yeah. Not all brown, but like half brown, right?
Yeah. Well, like his legs were like brown, but his upper body and chest would turn like a lighter shade of brown.
Yeah.
And you could put your finger on it and it would turn green. It was so cool.
There you go.
Yeah, I always wanted that Mr. Freeze when I was a kid.
I have that one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That was the line that came out.
My brother had that
one.
Came out. I never had that one, but my brother had it, so I was never allowed to play with it.
Joe, what about you? What was your?
I never experienced any of the color change stuff for my things.
What was your favorite play feature of a figure?
Well, I mean, mine Spring Loaded was fun too, but I was a big sucker for glow in the dark stuff. Whether it was, it was Scare Glow or any other figures, or getting a box of Count Chocula and they had glowing eyeball stickers and stuff. And what I'd do is
the smog monsters from Golden Crisp. Remember the smog monsters that from the Golden Crisp commercials? Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of Captain Crunch. Which one of the cereals had like the smog monsters, and they had glow-in-the-dark figures of the smog monsters? I had two of those.
I'm looking it up.
I thought it was either Captain Crunch or Golden Crisp.
Sounds familiar. Captain Crunch did have some...
That doesn't
Captain Crunch did have some weird little creatures, I thought.
Yeah, they were called smog monsters. It was either Golden Crisp or Captain Crunch.
That'd be funny if I had them. I don't know if I...
Yeah, I remember I was in daycare. And I remember I had like one or two of those little figurines that came with the cereal, and I hated cereal.
I pretty much...
As a kid, you hated cereal?
Fruity Pebbles was the only thing I ate for a little bit.
What the fuck, man? Come on.
I remember I got Ghostbusters cereal thinking it was going to be awesome with the marshmallows. Like, this shit's nasty, and I never had it again.
I love cereal, but I understand why people don't like it so much.
It's mush.
It's the combination of wet and like crunchy, but like I love it. Yeah. I love breakfast cereals.
I don't let it become mush because what I do is I have just like a little cup and I put a little bit of milk and then I'll take that cereal, I'll pour some in, then I start eating it real quick before it gets soggy. Then I pour more and I eat it.
You got to get the right kind of cereal that doesn't get soggy though.
But you could do that with some. I mean, first that goddamn, you're talking about Fruity Pebbles, but they got this new Cocoa Pebbles with marshmallows. I went through 2 boxes of that last week like crazy. Oh, it was good as shit. I'll show you something.
Joe has no colon anymore.
No, pretty much. Let me tell you about the glow in the dark. Back to that. What I did was, I remember I would like take Scare Glow, and then it would be nighttime. I put the sheets. I would drop under my sheets.
Yeah.
Listen, you shit. So, anyways, I'd see them glow, and then what I would do is I'd rub myself with the sheets really fast, and then I would. No, listen.
Sorry.
No, listen.
You said I rubbed myself really fast.
Wait.
Joe rubs himself. Go ahead, Joe.
No, hold on.
Okay, I want to hear Joe's story.
He was eating Gray Skull Crunch. That's what he was eating.
There you go.
Yeah, right there. So I'd get under the sheets, and then I'd rub myself real fast with the sheets, and then I would pull them up in the
Joe residue.
Listen, and then the static electricity would start shooting like lightning bolts, and I'd see that in back of Scare Glow.
That's how Joe gets on. Jenny, you might want to think about things when you sleep in the same bed with the
I almost want to try that.
Make sure it's real staticky. I mean, we'll do that. Me and Jen will get under the sheets at PowerCon, and then we can rub each other real fast.
I hope you film it, and we can make some money off of this.
No, and really, and then I'll pull that up, and then she can see like the static electricity shooting. Oh my god, it's cool. It's Jesus Christ.
It's real cool, man. Yeah.
But it was fun, for fuck's sake.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Another question before we wrap it up, because I know Tyler's going to be getting to bed. And
it's true. Yeah, we got a couple more. Here's one from JSP. Okay. Question: who's been the most misused and abused character in the MCU? I'm going to go with the Hulk.
They did fuck him over later on.
She-Hulk? Well, she's not MCU. She's technically.
She was shit on the minute she arrived.
I mean, that's part of the MCU. Like the TV
I hate what they did with Thor. Like the first Thor movie, I enjoyed it. Then he got so fucking funny. Yeah, dope, a dork, and then everything was funny. It's like, why'd they have to do that? I don't fucking understand.
But who is the most misused?
Apparently less. More so in the last movie with Thor, like apparently.
Well, I hate what they did to Hulk. They bitched him out. They fucked him over. So I really hate what they did with the Incredible Hulk. I'll agree.
You didn't enjoy seeing him without any pants?
It's just no. God, it just pisses me off what they did to Hulk. Fucked him over like he was nothing.
It's hard because they fucked up so many characters.
MODOK.
No, they do.
MODOK, I would say, got the most
fucking
degrading fucking treatment.
I thought that was Photoshop too. I didn't think that was real when people were talking about this. Like, that was really fucking real.
People were saying it was good. I'm like, how is that good? You like the comics if you close your eyes.
Tyler, who's yours? You're thinking.
I mean, because after Civil War, it's all a shit show, everything. But I think even up to that point, I hated how Baron Zemo was portrayed. I hated it. It was fucking horrible, you know. I mean, and then after that, you know, like the Red Skull shows up in Infinity War. I'm like, it's not even.
Yeah, they didn't do a lot with him aside from first like Captain America. That's it.
And like, it was Hugo Weaving, like he was Red Skull, and like no, we're not going to do that.
That first
anymore.
Captain America movie was.
It's good.
I know it's fucking brilliant.
It holds up.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you get the director that did Rocketeer, and those movies at the time were their own.
I knew it was going to be good when I heard the Rocketeer director.
Me too. Yeah, I was like Joe Johnson up, Money in the Bank, and then the Russo brothers did really good with Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Yeah.
But then you think, oh hey, they're going to do Infinity War. This is going to be great. It's like no, it's a fucking shit show.
Look at these characters. They're in this movie. You remember them, right?
Hey, you remember that? It's funny, isn't it?
Oh, look at that. You remember that? They're all here. All the stars.
They're all together. Oh, it's great. And Thanos and snapping fingers and bullshit. And no, we're not taking anything seriously here, people. End of the world? No, stop us from making jokes and winking at the camera there.
Here's another question. I don't think any of us have. Maybe some of us have. I don't know. Did anyone go see the Super Mario Brothers movie?
No, because Chris Pratt's in it, and fuck him.
He is annoying, isn't he?
I haven't, but
fuck him.
I want to see it. I love my Mario stuff. I want to see it.
I'll watch it, but I'm not going to the theater to see it.
I'd go see it if I knew Chris Pratt wasn't it, because I thought it was a good idea. The trailer looked good, and then when I heard he's doing the voice, like, no, fuck it.
Well, there you go. This is not a question, more of a comment that goes back to the 60 series. The Adam West Batman series never really held up for me. I watch occasionally, but never cared for it. I say no wonder Bane broke Batman's back.
I loved the Adam West show, though.
I loved it. I took it seriously as a child.
Me too.
I thought this was serious shit.
But it's also like, you call it is what it is. Very, very campy. I can see why people would write it off, but I
love it though.
Watching the movie as a kid and like the shark's on his leg, I'm like, my god, that shark is scary.
And then the big
shark spray.
Well, all right.
I bought every bit of it. Yeah.
What and as an adult, rewatching episodes I never saw as a kid, I'm like, this is brilliant. I love it. So.
Well, that's what I was actually going to ask.
And now we get to see it in glorious HD.
That's true. But I was going to say, if you had never watched it as a kid, so there's not that nostalgia cloud around it, and you watched it as an adult now, do you think you would have a different opinion on it?
I don't know. It's hard to imagine not growing up with something.
Well, but I'm saying just if you watched it just in that mindset of
Wonder Woman was the same for me, Linda Carter. I adore that show and all its campiness, but she, unlike Adam West, she did take it seriously. She played it with that same purity and Go ahead.
The
Sorry.
show was more straightforward adaptation of the comic than Batman.
Yeah, it was.
The Batman was deliberately a satirical take on the comics of the time because, again, they were silly at the time.
Yeah,
So,
Wonder Woman was only silly because of budgetary reasons.
Yeah, those the changes after the first season. But when it comes to Batman, like if you go in expecting the dark and gritty Batman, you are going to hate it. You're going to be disappointed because you're expecting something that's not there. But if you happen to have liked Batman and Brave and the Bold, the cartoon from a couple of years ago, then you're going to like it.
It's actually funny that you brought that up because I can't remember if Tyler, I text you all of that I had dabbled in Brave and the Bold a little bit after I had watched the episodes of the animated series. And
no, you didn't tell me that.
I put on a couple of those. Granted, I was like dozing off. No, I wasn't at all. It was just like it was late at night. I was just like getting kind of tired, so I dozed off while that was playing. But to Grimm's point, I do think those kind of go hand in hand a little bit. If you can watch the '60s series and appreciate that for what it is, if you watch Brave and the Bold in the same mindset, it's actually not that bad. In some parts, I found myself kind of like, okay, all right, that's kind of funny. But I get it. Like if you're gonna watch an animated series and then bounce to that, that's hard enough swing. You're like, all right, that is shit. But no,
for people who may listen to this may think, well, Tyler, how can you like the '60s Batman show if you like everything to be serious? And you know what? Because that was of that time, and at least there was care, there was quality, there was money put into it because the sets are great, the actors had fun playing the villains, but that was back then, and it stayed there right there because from there on out, you read the comics, the source material is serious, so that's what I want. I want serious source material. Sure, you can have a joke here and there, as I've said over and over and over and over again. I don't want to go back to that. As much as I love the '60s show, I don't want them to go back and do that again, which is why I had no interest in watching Brave and the Bold. I want serious Batman. I want serious Spider-Man. I want serious X-Men with no agendas, no bullshit.
But also not like Nolan serious, right?
Well, because honestly, fuck, his take on Batman is like, I'll be Batman, but I'll stop being Batman if you be my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like
I know, it was so depressing and again, too afraid to be a superhero movie.
Yeah,
where Tim Burton captured that perfectly, where it's like, I can take it seriously while still keeping it a Batman story and keeping them in their costumes and everything, and keeping Gotham City this beautiful, gothic, romantic-looking, art piece.
It wasn't really beautiful and romantic. It was deliberately ugly, actually.
Well, my thing is I like that kind of stuff. So when I see a creepy old castle, I'm like, it's beautiful. That's what I mean. I'm like, it's beautiful in a creepy.
Yeah, Rebecca sees creepy castle and she's like, I want to come.
Yeah.
Hey, is that why you like Joe so much?
No, to me, like that creepiness, I love that. So I'm like, oh, that's beautiful, So I didn't mean it's like, and when I say romantic, I don't mean like in like romance, like love kind of thing. I just mean like old gothic kind of romance.
Like you appreciate,
not like a Nicholas Sparks movie or novel, right?
No.
Fucking Notebook. Fuck that movie.
Oh God.
I'm a bird or whatever.
I never watched that movie.
It sucks. I remember laughing at the most inappropriate part in the movie out loud.
Is it at the end when they're both?
Yeah, when she loses her memory, she's like, "What are you doing? Get away from me!" Like, and just started laughing. And James Garner's all crying and shit. And the girl I was dating at the time just looks at me like I was such an asshole. Like, what is funny? Because this is stupid.
Which one was that?
Notebook.
No, the girl.
Oh, Morgan.
Okay. Here's a comment from JSP. Copper Age, The Rise of Wolverine, Secret Wars, Frank Miller, Daredevil, Watchmen, Christ on Infinite Earth. Just to name a few.
Excellent.
Frank Miller, Daredevil. Oh.
What do you think of that, Dawson? You think it's all shit?
Well, speaking of Secret Wars, how fucking messed up is it that MCU is not going to is not going to adapt that Secret Wars, but instead is going to go with the more modern version.
Yeah,
of course they are, because
because they're fucking stupid. You know, they don't want to build up. Well, they're not going to make Doctor Doom's going to be. If you think Doctor Doom was bad in the first two Fantastic Four attempts, he's going to be the drizzling shits when Disney gets done with him.
God,
he is going to be so fucking unrecognizable. I mean, he'll be dancing around in his castle in Latveria.
And I'm worried about the new Daredevil, and it goes back to what we were talking about before. As Joe sits there,
bored out of his mind.
No, I was listening. Go.
The saddest aspect of the whole thing is, all right, you have your mainstream soccer mom audience. They've bought into all the horse shit. You know, they're watching the shows.
They're the ones that like the goofy shit because, again, they can't take it serious.
They're the ones that watch the goofy shit, but at the same time, they haven't read those comics. And you could easily just pull all of that verbatim and put it out in a movie and do that, and they would probably still buy into it and like it. And you
exactly. I've been making this argument with Star Wars and all of this stuff before. I'm like, these casual fans won't know the difference if you make Heir to the Empire or if you make something new. Why not cater to the fans?
Didn't you hear that they announced 3 more Star Wars movies, and that's apparently going to be
Nathan told me about that before we got
Empire
going. I've heard
with
that.
Daisy Ridley in the main role instead
it's
of Luke
their
Skywalker.
Heir to the Empire, meaning they'll change everything in
because
it's
woman.
And spirit and shit.
It's like poetry. It's rhymes.
Yeah, it's like the rhymes.
You have to.
Well, they're kind of doing that in the Ahsoka series because they're like, oh, we'll introduce Tron and we'll,
Here's Goofy and Pluto. What the fuck are they doing here? I don't know. We own it, so there they are.
Yeah, it doesn't have to make any sense.
Yeah, I called Thrawn Tron, by the way. My bad. Thrawn.
What did you say?
I'm like, I didn't say Tron. Thrawn.
Yeah, no, you said
and then
Tron.
She says,
Heir to I heard her say Tron. I'm like, I don't know what's going on in Star Wars, but
Admiral Thrawn. And I'm like, I have a feeling they're gonna try and introduce Mara Jade in this one.
Yeah, well, like shitty CGI.
They're de-aging everybody. What's going on?
Hey, that worked in the second Thrawn movie because he is supposed to be artificial.
Did you say Thrawn movie?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, God damn it! I'm messing shit up.
When you said my Brad,
he's drunk.
Yeah,
I'm drunk. I need another fucking cocktail.
Yeah.
God.
I'll get it right eventually.
Redmon says thoughts on Mega Laser armor that was also seen in that mini comic that we're talking about.
I like the Mega Laser accessory. Joe thinks it's doggy doodles, but
I think it's
no.
badass.
I like Mega. No, I like the Mega Laser, and I like the Jet Sled. But I said I hate Stilt Stalkers. And
I hate
the one you really love. I know. I just could not fucking say. I was like, if they could have just had something better with it, oh God forbid.
I mean, I'm not going to argue because especially Deucen's here. Like going with stilts into battle it's not logical at all. I get it, but like going over like how they're used in the swamp, panel, and like that makes sense. Okay. But yes, it does not make sense in battle. But I'm like, it looks cool. It just looks cool. That's all.
Imagine a battle scene in the swamps, and He-Man is walking on the stilts, and suddenly goes under the water because he came across a hole in the ground.
Oh yeah, I mean he's not going to be able to see underwater. Like, oh shit, I can't.
That's happened to us all.
I can't explain that part.
The art on the front of the card was amazing. That's why I redid that and put that on a shirt because that's amazing.
Yes,
that made it look badass. But otherwise I didn't flip over the toy itself and some of the depictions.
And it is unfortunate because the Jet Sled I think got used the most out of any of them. But I felt like I was always intrigued by that and the accessories from the last one, the scuba attack, the tower tools, and the cliff climber. Like I think it's just something interesting about those.
And interesting, we got those in Star Marvel comics, but they didn't come out here. But then they got the things in another. I never knew about that. I remember, I don't know if it was Lee's Toy Review or whatever the hell the magazine was.
That was my go-to toy magazine for a long time.
Yeah.
Lee's Toy Review.
I was at like a Thackeray Books, and it was like, oh, talking about old He-Man stuff. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I see all three. It's like, what is going on? And then, of course, find out that was in other countries. We didn't get it, along with the laser figures. And, of course, Titus and Megatron. What a kick in... Yeah, God, what a kick in the balls that was. Oh, my God, to know those actually had an official release. I was like, I thought I had everything as a kid. I was so excited. And then it's like, oh, they got shit in other countries that never came here. That sucks. Oh, that
so Joe went under the blankets and rubbed himself.
Yep, and had the exactly, static electricity. Well, do you want to have one more, Nathan, before we get off? Because Tyler, I know, does have.
Yeah, I got to get my ass to bed.
Yeah. Well, this isn't so much a question, but I've actually been talking to usually Gavin the nerd in the chat. Just Gavin S here. Tyler's gonna blow your mind. Actually, might blow everybody's mind here. Never watched any of the Alien movies, so
he hasn't.
No. So first time watching the first Alien, it was he said it was a little too slow for him, but watched Aliens, thought that was a masterpiece. Watched Alien 3, I told him to watch the assembly cut.
Yeah.
That was better. That was definitely better.
Assembly cut is phenomenal.
I just hate that they killed like Hicks off at the beginning.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know if this is a review of the theatrical or the assembly, so Gavin will have to elaborate here. But it says, "Hey Nathan, finishing Alien 3 so far, 2 out of 5 for me."
Are you out of your mind?
So
the original version.
May have watched the theatrical. We'll see.
But the theatrical cut is good too. But the assembly cut's even better.
Probably the theatrical version is that. I mean, like I didn't see the special edition, but the theatrical version is like. Why is it so fucking depressing? Like,
I mean, it is.
It's so depressing.
It is depressing. But
then you start the Aliens 3 with like, hey, all those people that Ripley fought for, and even that android,
they're dead.
All dead.
Yes. That's exactly.
I don't agree with that. I don't.
By the way, also Ripley is on a prison colony world, and she might get raped.
I hate that, by the way.
Plus, the alien coming out of a dog is very unsettling. I can't watch that.
That was disturbing. Yeah. Anytime an animal is like, stuff's happening to an animal, like, I can't take it.
I ain't watching it, so
I can watch horror movies where people get tore apart, but then they kill the dog. You're like, why'd you kill the dog?
Yeah, I'm going to fucking kill you.
The family deserved it.
That's
the
why
dog didn't deserve it.
That's why I got to watch John Wick, Newt.
Yeah, ignore what that guy you live with says.
Yeah, ignore everything he said.
I'll say our friend was getting butthurt that we didn't watch it, and then John was going off on him. Like,
I saw that in the chat, and you don't have to. Honestly, just watch that first movie. Just give that one a chance. You don't have to watch the sequels if you don't want to.
If I ever see it, I will watch it.
Okay. I don't. Gavin hadn't put anything.
Like, is it on Netflix or Amazon or anything?
Is it free?
Is it free? Yeah, I'm pulling a Joe. Is it free?
Yeah, because Joe will watch it if it's free.
It's saying. It's on Peacock right now. So.
Oh, I don't got Peacock.
What?
That's only $4.99. It's the cheapest thing. That's what Joe actually gets.
No, that's
so
with
cheap.
That's. Joe,
oh, is it? Okay.
That's with ads. No, that's with ads.
Yeah, but it's with ads. But that's okay. Fuck, you're still getting the stuff, all that free stuff. But it is getting about that time. Tyler's getting quiet and he's getting tired. So
I'm not getting quiet. You're the one quiet.
I meant to say tired.
I'm tired. I got to be up at 5 in the morning. I'll be working till 5 o'clock tomorrow. It's gonna be a 12-hour day, no matter what.
See, I'm trying to help you out, Tyler. So if you guys are new to this channel.
You're bored with this conversation.
No, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share.
Do you need to take a shit, Joe?
No, I gotta go pee though. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
Don't keep using.
What Russian novel embracing more than 500 characters is set in the Napoleonic Wars? I'll say it again.
I should know this, right?
What Russian novel embracing more than 500 characters is set in the Napoleonic Wars?
War and Peace?
Yes, but that's not. that is the answer to the question.
His answer is too smart for us.
Well, I was going to say War and Peace, but yes. But
is this something Nathan should know, probably? Would you say Nathan
should know? Most of you should already know. Rebecca has seen this movie too, but Nathan knows this movie. Dusha knows seen it, and Joe, you've seen it too.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
is that shit. I'm
You
trying to
know
figure.
his name.
Did Michelangelo say that
Loser.
question?
No, I'm trying to
Was it
figure out like
Michelangelo?
what scene it's in though.
Yeah, Michelangelo didn't say it. No.
Oh shit! I don't know
Donatello?
nothing about it. Goddamn.
Raphael, they're playing Trivial Pursuit at April's house, and Raph's reading the question, and Don says "War and Peace."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go, Nathan! You should have known.
I know
that
you
shit.
would
Turtles
think
is your thing.
as a kid, having watched that movie so many times, at one point I could have quoted the whole thing, and now it's just all gone.
Fucking
And
loser.
I look
See you
over
guys
Rebecca.
next
Looks
week.
like I'm losing my hair.
No, I burnt my head with a curling iron.
Oh
Don't do
no!
that shit. Be
Yeah.
careful. All right,
It's
Tyler at
like
the bottom.
killing
Wave till next time.
Oh yeah,
What?
I'm spazzing.
That is perfect. That is
My God.
beautiful.
Look at his lip twitch too. Wait, zoom in just to show that twitching lip again.
Awesome poster, Tyler, too.
Oh, thank you.
Posters, Tyler, too.
See you guys.
No, wait,
my
hang on,
version of Faker.
Joe. Yeah, we got to do this.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was fun. And I'll see you all on my balls.
See, I made him blue with, like, orange hair. That would have been perfect.
Oh, that'd be awesome, Deuce. Can you do that next week?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Me.
Oh, wait. Now Tyler's doing the.
You can't see me? Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Everyone can see your jaw, unfortunately.
Yeah.